1. Understanding tolerance. 1.1 Defining tolerance. Tolerance is a fundamental concept that plays a crucial role in fostering understanding, acceptance, and harmony in our diverse world. It is the ability to accept and respect the beliefs, opinions, and behaviors of others, even if they differ from our own. Tolerance goes beyond mere tolerance of diversity. It involves actively embracing and valuing the differences that exist among individuals and communities. At its core, tolerance is about recognizing and acknowledging the inherent worth and dignity of every human being, regardless of their background, culture, religion, or identity. It is about creating an inclusive and equitable society where everyone feels valued and respected. Tolerance is not about agreeing with or condoning every viewpoint or action. Rather, it is about recognizing the right of others to hold different perspectives and live their lives according to their own values and beliefs. Tolerance is not a passive acceptance of differences. It requires active engagement and open-mindedness. It involves listening to others with empathy, seeking to understand their experiences and perspectives, and engaging in constructive dialogue. Tolerance is not about suppressing our own beliefs or compromising our values. Rather, it is about finding common ground and building bridges of understanding and cooperation. In a world that is becoming increasingly interconnected and diverse, tolerance is more important than ever. It is the foundation for peaceful coexistence and social cohesion. Without tolerance, conflicts and divisions can arise, leading to discrimination, prejudice, and even violence. Tolerance is the antidote to hatred and bigotry. It promotes empathy, compassion, and respect for all individuals, regardless of their differences. Tolerance is not limited to individual interactions. It extends to the broader societal and institutional levels. It involves creating inclusive environments where diversity is celebrated and where everyone has equal opportunities and rights. Tolerance is about challenging systemic inequalities and addressing the barriers that prevent certain groups from fully participating in society. It requires dismantling discriminatory practices and promoting social justice. Tolerance is closely linked to accurate thinking. Accurate thinking involves critically evaluating information, questioning assumptions, and seeking evidence-based knowledge. It is about being open to new ideas and perspectives, and being willing to revise our beliefs in light of new evidence. Accurate thinking helps us overcome biases and stereotypes, enabling us to see the world more objectively and make informed decisions. Tolerance and accurate thinking go hand in hand. When we approach others with tolerance, we are more likely to engage in accurate thinking by considering their viewpoints and evaluating them based on evidence and reason. Tolerance encourages us to challenge our own biases and preconceptions, allowing us to broaden our understanding and expand our knowledge. By embracing tolerance and accurate thinking, we can cultivate a more inclusive and intellectually vibrant society. In conclusion, tolerance is the cornerstone of a harmonious and inclusive society. It is the ability to accept and respect the differences that exist among individuals and communities. Tolerance requires active engagement, open-mindedness, and empathy. It is closely linked to accurate thinking, as both involve critically evaluating information and being open to new ideas. By embracing tolerance and accurate thinking, we can create a world where diversity is celebrated, and everyone is valued and respected. 1.2 The importance of tolerance. Tolerance is a fundamental value that plays a crucial role in fostering understanding, empathy, and harmonious coexistence in our diverse world. It is the ability to accept and respect the beliefs, opinions, and behaviors of others, even when they differ from our own. Tolerance is not about agreeing with or condoning everything, but rather about recognizing and valuing the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. 1.2.1 Promoting social cohesion. One of the primary reasons why tolerance is important is its ability to promote social cohesion. In a society where people come from different cultural, religious, and ideological backgrounds, tolerance acts as a binding force that allows individuals to live together peacefully. It helps to bridge the gaps between diverse groups and fosters a sense of unity and belonging. By embracing tolerance, we create an environment where everyone feels valued and respected, regardless of their differences. This inclusive atmosphere encourages open dialogue, collaboration, and the exchange of ideas, leading to the development of innovative solutions and the growth of society as a whole. 1.2.2 Fostering empathy and understanding. Tolerance goes hand in hand with empathy and understanding. When we practice tolerance, we make a conscious effort to put ourselves in the shoes of others, to see the world from their perspective, and to understand their experiences and challenges. This empathetic approach allows us to develop a deeper understanding of different cultures, beliefs, and values. By fostering empathy and understanding, tolerance helps to break down stereotypes, prejudices, and biases. It encourages us to question our own assumptions and preconceived notions, leading to personal growth and the expansion of our worldview. Through tolerance, we can build bridges of understanding and create a more compassionate and inclusive society. 1.2.3 Promoting peaceful coexistence. Tolerance plays a vital role in promoting peaceful coexistence at both the individual and societal levels. When we embrace tolerance, we create an environment where conflicts can be resolved through dialogue, negotiation, and compromise, rather than through violence or aggression. In a world that is often plagued by conflicts arising from differences in religion, ethnicity, or ideology, tolerance acts as a powerful tool for conflict resolution. It encourages individuals and communities to find common ground, to seek peaceful solutions, and to work towards reconciliation. By promoting peaceful coexistence, tolerance contributes to the overall well-being and stability of society. 1.2.4 Enhancing personal growth. Tolerance is not only beneficial for society but also for individuals. When we practice tolerance, we open ourselves up to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. This openness allows us to learn and grow as individuals, expanding our knowledge and understanding of the world. By embracing tolerance, we become more adaptable and flexible in our thinking. We become better equipped to navigate the complexities of an increasingly interconnected and diverse world. Tolerance challenges us to question our own beliefs and biases, encouraging us to engage in critical thinking and self-reflection. This process of personal growth leads to greater self-awareness, empathy, and the ability to engage in constructive dialogue with others. 1.2.5 Fostering innovation and progress. Tolerance is not just about accepting and respecting differences, it is also about embracing diversity and harnessing its power for innovation and progress. When individuals from different backgrounds come together, they bring with them unique perspectives, experiences, and ideas. By fostering an environment of tolerance, we create a space where these diverse voices can be heard and valued. In a tolerant society, individuals are more likely to feel comfortable expressing their opinions and contributing their unique insights. This diversity of thought leads to the generation of new ideas, creative solutions, and breakthrough innovations. By embracing tolerance, we unlock the full potential of human creativity and drive societal progress. 1.2.6 Building stronger communities. Tolerance is the foundation upon which strong and resilient communities are built. When individuals feel accepted and valued for who they are more likely to actively participate in their communities, contribute to their development, and work towards common goals. By promoting tolerance, we create a sense of belonging and unity within communities. This sense of belonging fosters social cohesion, trust, and cooperation. It encourages individuals to come together, support one another, and work towards the betterment of their communities. In turn, this strengthens the social fabric and creates a more harmonious and inclusive society. 1.2.7 Nurturing future generations. Tolerance is not only important for the present but also for the future. By instilling the values of tolerance in the younger generation, we ensure that they grow up to be compassionate, open-minded, and accepting individuals. When children are taught the importance of tolerance from an early age, they develop the skills and mindset necessary to navigate a diverse and interconnected world. They learn to appreciate and respect differences, to embrace diversity, and to engage in constructive dialogue. By nurturing tolerance in future generations, we lay the foundation for a more inclusive and harmonious society. In conclusion, tolerance is of utmost importance in our increasingly diverse and interconnected world. It promotes social cohesion, fosters empathy and understanding, promotes peaceful coexistence, enhances personal growth, fosters innovation and progress, builds stronger communities, and nurtures future generations. By cultivating tolerance, we can create a more inclusive, compassionate, and harmonious world for all. 1.3 Tolerance in different contexts. Tolerance is a fundamental value that plays a crucial role in various aspects of our lives. It is not limited to a single context but extends its influence across different domains, including personal relationships, workplaces, educational institutions, and society as a whole. In each of these contexts, tolerance manifests itself in unique ways, highlighting the importance of understanding and cultivating this virtue in diverse settings. 1.3.1 Tolerance in personal relationships. In personal relationships, tolerance is essential for fostering healthy and harmonious connections. It involves accepting and respecting the differences and individuality of others, even when their beliefs, values, or behaviors differ from our own. Tolerance in personal relationships allows for open and honest communication, empathy, and understanding. When we practice tolerance in our relationships, we create an environment where individuals feel safe to express themselves authentically. It encourages open dialogue, where differing opinions can be shared without fear of judgment or rejection. Tolerance enables us to appreciate the unique perspectives and experiences of others, leading to deeper connections and stronger bonds. 1.3.2 Tolerance in the workplace. Tolerance is equally important in the workplace, where individuals from diverse backgrounds come together to achieve common goals. In this context, tolerance promotes inclusivity, respect, and collaboration. It involves recognizing and valuing the contributions of individuals with different skills, experiences, and perspectives. A tolerant workplace fosters an environment where employees feel comfortable expressing their ideas and opinions without the fear of discrimination or prejudice. It encourages open-mindedness and promotes creativity and innovation. Tolerance in the workplace also helps to prevent conflicts and enhances teamwork, as individuals learn to appreciate and leverage the strengths of their colleagues. 1.3.3 Tolerance in education. Education is a crucial arena where tolerance plays a vital role in shaping the minds of future generations. In educational institutions, tolerance is essential for creating inclusive and supportive learning environments. It involves embracing diversity, promoting empathy, and encouraging critical thinking. Tolerance in education allows students to explore different perspectives, challenge their own biases, and develop a broader understanding of the world. It fosters an atmosphere of respect and acceptance, where students feel safe to express their thoughts and engage in meaningful discussions. By cultivating tolerance in education, we equip students with the skills necessary to navigate a diverse and interconnected world. 1.3.4 Tolerance in society. Tolerance is the cornerstone of a harmonious and inclusive society. In the broader context of society, tolerance promotes social cohesion, understanding, and acceptance. It involves recognizing and respecting the rights and dignity of every individual, regardless of their race, ethnicity, religion, gender, or socioeconomic background. A tolerant society values diversity and actively works towards eliminating discrimination and prejudice. It encourages dialogue and cooperation among different groups, fostering a sense of unity and shared responsibility. Tolerance in society is crucial for building bridges across differences, promoting social justice, and creating a more equitable and peaceful world. In conclusion, tolerance is a virtue that transcends boundaries and is applicable in various contexts. Whether it is in personal relationships, the workplace, educational institutions, or society as a whole, tolerance plays a vital role in fostering understanding, empathy, and acceptance. By recognizing the importance of tolerance in different settings and actively cultivating this value, we can contribute to creating a more inclusive and harmonious world. 1.4 Developing tolerance skills. Developing tolerance skills is essential for cultivating a more inclusive and understanding society. It requires a conscious effort to challenge our biases, expand our perspectives, and engage in open-minded thinking. In this section, we will explore various strategies and techniques that can help us develop and enhance our tolerance skills. 1.4.1 Recognizing and acknowledging differences. One of the first steps in developing tolerance skills is recognizing and acknowledging the differences that exist among individuals and communities. It is important to understand that diversity is a natural and valuable aspect of human existence. By acknowledging and appreciating these differences, we can begin to foster a more inclusive and tolerant mindset. To recognize and acknowledge differences, we must be willing to step outside of our comfort zones and engage with individuals from diverse backgrounds. This can involve actively seeking out opportunities to interact with people who have different perspectives, beliefs, and experiences. By doing so, we can gain a deeper understanding of the world around us and challenge any preconceived notions or stereotypes we may hold. 1.4.2 Practicing empathy. Empathy is a powerful tool for developing tolerance skills. It allows us to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and understand their experiences and emotions. By practicing empathy, we can develop a greater sense of compassion and understanding towards others, even if their views or beliefs differ from our own. To cultivate empathy, it is important to actively listen to others and try to understand their perspectives without judgment. This involves setting aside our own biases and assumptions and truly seeking to understand the experiences and emotions of others. By doing so, we can build stronger connections and foster a more tolerant and inclusive society. 1.4.3 Challenging our biases. Developing tolerance skills requires us to challenge our own biases and prejudices. We all have inherent biases that can influence our thoughts, actions, and perceptions of others. It is crucial to recognize and confront these biases in order to develop a more tolerant mindset. One way to challenge our biases is through self-reflection and introspection. Taking the time to examine our own beliefs and attitudes can help us identify any biases we may hold. It is important to question the origins of these biases and consider whether they are based on accurate information or stereotypes. Additionally, seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in open dialogue can help challenge our biases. By actively listening to others and considering their viewpoints, we can broaden our understanding and challenge any preconceived notions we may have. 1.4.4 Developing critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is an essential skill for developing tolerance. It involves analyzing information, questioning assumptions, and evaluating evidence. By developing critical thinking skills, we can become more discerning and open-minded individuals. To develop critical thinking skills, it is important to engage in activities that promote analytical thinking. This can include reading books and articles from a variety of sources, participating in debates or discussions, and actively seeking out different perspectives. By exposing ourselves to diverse viewpoints and challenging our own assumptions, we can develop a more tolerant and accurate understanding of the world. 1.4.5 Cultivating open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is a key aspect of tolerance. It involves being receptive to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. By cultivating open-mindedness, we can create an environment that encourages dialogue, understanding, and acceptance. To cultivate open-mindedness, it is important to approach new ideas and experiences with curiosity and a willingness to learn. This can involve stepping outside of our comfort zones, seeking out new experiences, and actively engaging with diverse perspectives. By doing so, we can expand our understanding and develop a more tolerant mindset. 1.4.6 Practicing effective communication. Effective communication is crucial for developing tolerance skills. It involves expressing our thoughts and ideas in a respectful and empathetic manner, while also actively listening to others. By practicing effective communication, we can foster understanding and build stronger connections with those around us. To practice effective communication, it is important to be mindful of our language and tone. We should strive to express our thoughts and opinions in a respectful and non-confrontational manner. Additionally, active listening is a vital component of effective communication. By truly listening to others and seeking to understand their perspectives, we can create an environment that encourages tolerance and understanding. 1.4.7 Promoting inclusivity. Promoting inclusivity is an integral part of developing tolerance skills. It involves creating environments that are welcoming and accepting of all individuals, regardless of their background or identity. By promoting inclusivity, we can foster a sense of belonging and acceptance for everyone. To promote inclusivity, it is important to challenge discriminatory behaviors and attitudes. This can involve speaking up against prejudice and discrimination, as well as actively supporting policies and initiatives that promote equality and inclusivity. By actively working towards creating inclusive environments, we can contribute to a more tolerant and accepting society. Developing tolerance skills is an ongoing process that requires self-reflection, open-mindedness, and a commitment to understanding and accepting others. By recognizing and acknowledging differences, practicing empathy, challenging our biases, developing critical thinking skills, cultivating open-mindedness, practicing effective communication, and promoting inclusivity, we can become more tolerant individuals and contribute to a more inclusive and understanding society. 2. The power of empathy. 2.1 Understanding empathy. Empathy is a fundamental aspect of human interaction and plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of others. Empathy allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, to see the world from their perspective, and to develop a genuine understanding of their emotions and experiences. The nature of empathy. Empathy is a complex psychological process that involves both cognitive and affective components. The cognitive component of empathy refers to our ability to understand and intellectually grasp the emotions and experiences of others. It involves perspective taking, where we mentally put ourselves in someone else's shoes and try to understand their thoughts and feelings. The affective component of empathy, on the other hand, involves experiencing an emotional response that mirrors the emotions of others. It is the ability to feel what others are feeling, to share in their joy, sadness, or pain. Empathy and tolerance. Empathy and tolerance are closely intertwined. When we empathize with others, we develop a deeper understanding of their experiences, beliefs, and values. This understanding allows us to appreciate the diversity of human perspectives and fosters a sense of acceptance and respect for others, even when their views differ from our own. Empathy helps us recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background or beliefs. Tolerance, on the other hand, is the willingness to accept and respect the existence of different opinions, beliefs, and behaviors. It is the ability to coexist peacefully with others, even when we disagree with them. Empathy plays a crucial role in developing tolerance because it allows us to see beyond our own limited perspective and understand the reasons behind someone else's beliefs or actions. By empathizing with others, we can bridge the gap between different viewpoints and find common ground. Cultivating empathy. Empathy is not a fixed trait but rather a skill that can be cultivated and developed. Here are some strategies to enhance empathy. Active listening. Active listening is a key component of empathy. It involves giving our full attention to the speaker, maintaining eye contact, and being fully present in the conversation. By actively listening, we can better understand the emotions and experiences being shared, and respond in a way that shows we genuinely care. Perspective taking. Perspective taking is the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and view the world from their perspective. It requires us to set aside our own biases and preconceived notions and truly try to understand the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of others. This can be done through open-mindedness, curiosity, and a willingness to challenge our own beliefs. Emotional awareness. Developing emotional awareness is crucial for empathy. It involves recognizing and understanding our own emotions, as well as being attuned to the emotions of others. By being aware of our own emotional state, we can better empathize with the emotions of others and respond in a compassionate and understanding manner. Practicing kindness and compassion. Acts of kindness and compassion can help foster empathy. By actively engaging in acts of kindness, we can develop a greater understanding of the impact our actions have on others and cultivate a sense of empathy towards their experiences and emotions. Empathy in relationships. Empathy is essential for building and maintaining healthy relationships. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, to understand their needs and desires, and to provide support and validation. In relationships, empathy helps create a safe and nurturing environment where individuals feel heard, understood, and valued. Empathy also plays a crucial role in resolving conflicts and promoting effective communication. By empathizing with the emotions and perspectives of others, we can find common ground, seek mutually beneficial solutions, and foster understanding and compromise. Conclusion. Understanding empathy is essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It allows us to develop a deeper understanding of others, appreciate their perspectives, and foster a sense of acceptance and respect. By actively practicing empathy, we can bridge the gap between different viewpoints, promote inclusivity, and create a more compassionate and tolerant society. 2.2 Empathy and tolerance. Empathy and tolerance are two interconnected concepts that play a crucial role in fostering understanding, acceptance, and harmonious relationships among individuals and communities. While empathy refers to the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, tolerance involves accepting and respecting differences, even when they challenge our own beliefs or values. In this section, we will explore the relationship between empathy and tolerance, and how cultivating empathy can enhance our capacity for tolerance. The link between empathy and tolerance. Empathy serves as a foundation for tolerance by enabling us to see the world through the eyes of others. When we empathize with someone, we are better able to understand their experiences, perspectives, and emotions. This understanding allows us to develop a sense of compassion and appreciation for their unique circumstances, even if they differ from our own. By cultivating empathy, we become more open to accepting and embracing diversity. We recognize that each person has their own story, shaped by their background, culture, and personal experiences. This understanding helps us overcome biases and prejudices that may hinder our ability to tolerate differences. When we empathize with others, we are more likely to approach them with kindness, respect, and a willingness to learn from their perspectives. Empathy is a bridge. Empathy acts as a bridge that connects individuals from different backgrounds, fostering a sense of unity and shared humanity. When we empathize with others, we break down barriers and build connections based on understanding and compassion. This bridge allows us to engage in meaningful dialogue, exchange ideas, and find common ground, even in the face of disagreement. In a diverse and interconnected world, empathy is essential for building inclusive communities and promoting social cohesion. It helps us recognize the value of diversity and appreciate the richness that different perspectives bring to the table. By embracing empathy, we create an environment where everyone feels heard, understood, and valued, regardless of their background or beliefs. Cultivating empathy. Empathy is not an innate trait but rather a skill that can be developed and nurtured. Here are some strategies to cultivate empathy. Active listening. Actively listen to others without judgment or interruption. Pay attention to their words, tone, and body language to gain a deeper understanding of their emotions and experiences. Perspective taking. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and try to imagine how they might be feeling or thinking. Consider their background, values, and life experiences to gain insight into their perspective. Emotional awareness. Develop an awareness of your own emotions and how they may influence your interactions with others. This self-awareness allows you to better understand and regulate your emotional responses, enabling more empathetic communication. Cultural competence. Educate yourself about different cultures, traditions, and perspectives. This knowledge helps you appreciate and respect the diversity of others, fostering empathy and tolerance. Practice empathetic communication. Use empathetic language and nonverbal cues to convey understanding and support. Reflect back on what the other person has shared to show that you are actively engaged in the conversation. Empathy in relationships. Empathy is particularly important in building and maintaining healthy relationships. When we empathize with our loved ones, friends, or colleagues, we create a safe space for open and honest communication. By understanding their emotions and needs, we can respond with empathy and support, strengthening the bond between us. In conflicts or disagreements, empathy allows us to see beyond our own perspective and consider the feelings and concerns of the other person. This understanding helps us find common ground and work towards mutually beneficial solutions. Empathy also promotes forgiveness and reconciliation, as it encourages us to let go of resentment and understand the motivations behind others' actions. Conclusion. Empathy and tolerance are intertwined concepts that are essential for fostering understanding, acceptance, and harmonious relationships. By cultivating empathy, we develop a deeper understanding of others' experiences and perspectives, which in turn enhances our capacity for tolerance. Empathy acts as a bridge that connects individuals from different backgrounds, fostering unity and shared humanity. Through active listening, perspective taking, and cultural competence, we can cultivate empathy and create inclusive environments where everyone feels valued and understood. In the next section, we will explore the role of perspective in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 2.3 Cultivating empathy. Empathy is a powerful tool that allows us to understand and connect with others on a deeper level. It is the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes, to feel what they are feeling, and to see the world from their perspective. Cultivating empathy is essential for fostering tolerance and accurate thinking, as it enables us to develop a genuine understanding of others and their experiences. The importance of empathy. Empathy plays a crucial role in promoting tolerance because it helps us recognize and appreciate the diversity of human experiences. When we empathize with others, we acknowledge their unique perspectives and validate their emotions. This understanding allows us to embrace differences and build bridges of understanding, rather than perpetuating stereotypes or biases. Furthermore, empathy is closely linked to accurate thinking. By empathizing with others, we gain access to a broader range of information and insights. This expanded perspective allows us to challenge our own assumptions and biases, leading to more accurate and informed thinking. Empathy helps us break free from the limitations of our own experiences and opens our minds to new possibilities. Developing empathy. While some people may naturally possess a higher level of empathy, it is a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened over time. Here are some strategies to help develop empathy. Active listening. Active listening is a fundamental aspect of empathy. It involves giving our full attention to the person speaking, without interrupting or judging. By actively listening, we demonstrate our genuine interest in understanding the other person's thoughts and feelings. This practice allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and fosters empathy. Perspective taking. Perspective taking is the ability to imagine ourselves in someone else's situation and understand their emotions and motivations. It requires us to step outside of our own experiences and consider the world from a different vantage point. Engaging in perspective-taking exercises, such as imagining ourselves in someone else's shoes or reflecting on their life experiences, can help us develop empathy. Emotional awareness. Being aware of our own emotions is essential for cultivating empathy. When we understand and regulate our own feelings, we are better equipped to recognize and empathize with the emotions of others. Developing emotional intelligence through practices like mindfulness and self-reflection can enhance our ability to empathize with others. Exposure to diversity. Exposing ourselves to diverse perspectives and experiences is another effective way to cultivate empathy. By engaging with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs, we broaden our understanding of the world and develop a greater capacity for empathy. This exposure can be achieved through travel, reading diverse literature, participating in cultural events, or engaging in conversations with people from different walks of life. Empathy in relationships. Empathy is particularly crucial in building and maintaining healthy relationships. When we empathize with our loved ones, we create a safe and supportive environment where they feel understood and valued. Empathy allows us to respond to their needs and emotions with compassion and care, strengthening the bond between us. In romantic relationships, empathy helps us navigate conflicts and disagreements with understanding and respect. By empathizing with our partner's perspective, we can find common ground and work towards mutually beneficial solutions. Empathy also fosters emotional intimacy and deepens the connection between partners. In friendships, empathy allows us to be there for our friends during challenging times. By empathizing with their struggles, we can provide support and offer a listening ear. Empathy strengthens the trust and loyalty within friendships, creating a solid foundation for long-lasting relationships. Conclusion. Cultivating empathy is a vital skill for promoting tolerance and accurate thinking. It allows us to understand and appreciate the diverse perspectives and experiences of others. By actively listening, engaging in perspective-taking, developing emotional awareness, and exposing ourselves to diversity, we can enhance our empathy skills. Empathy not only strengthens our relationships but also expands our understanding of the world, leading to more tolerant and accurate thinking. 2.4 Empathy in relationships. Empathy is a powerful tool that can greatly enhance our relationships with others. It allows us to understand and share the feelings of others, fostering a deeper connection and promoting tolerance. In this section, we will explore the role of empathy in relationships and how it can contribute to a more tolerant and understanding society. 2.4.1 The importance of empathy in relationships. Empathy is the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and understand their emotions and experiences. In relationships, whether they are romantic, familial, or friendships, empathy plays a crucial role in building trust, fostering understanding, and resolving conflicts. When we are empathetic, we are better able to communicate effectively, validate the emotions of others, and create a safe and supportive environment. Empathy allows us to see beyond our own perspectives and biases, enabling us to appreciate the unique experiences and challenges faced by others. It helps us to recognize and acknowledge the emotions of our loved ones, validating their feelings and demonstrating that we care. By showing empathy, we create a space where individuals feel heard, understood, and accepted, which strengthens the bond between us. 2.4.2 Developing empathy in relationships. Empathy is a skill that can be developed and nurtured over time. Here are some strategies to cultivate empathy in your relationships. 2.4.2.1 Active listening. Active listening is a fundamental aspect of empathy. It involves giving our full attention to the speaker, focusing on their words, body language, and emotions. By actively listening, we demonstrate our genuine interest in understanding the other person's perspective. This can be achieved by maintaining eye contact, nodding to show understanding, and asking open-ended questions to encourage further discussion. 2.4.2.2 Practicing perspective taking. Perspective taking is the ability to imagine ourselves in someone else's situation and understand their thoughts and feelings. By consciously putting ourselves in their shoes, we can gain a deeper understanding of their experiences and challenges. This practice helps us to overcome our own biases and preconceived notions, allowing us to approach situations with greater empathy and compassion. 2.4.2.3 Cultivating emotional awareness. Developing emotional awareness is crucial for empathy. It involves recognizing and understanding our own emotions, as well as being attuned to the emotions of others. By being aware of our own feelings, we can better empathize with the emotions expressed by our loved ones. This awareness allows us to respond in a more compassionate and supportive manner, creating a stronger emotional connection. 2.4.2.4 Practicing non-judgmental attitude. To foster empathy in relationships, it is essential to adopt a non-judgmental attitude. This means suspending our own judgments and biases and approaching others with an open mind. By refraining from making assumptions or jumping to conclusions, we create a safe space for open and honest communication. This non-judgmental attitude encourages individuals to share their thoughts and feelings without fear of criticism or rejection. 2.4.3 Empathy and conflict resolution. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship, but empathy can play a crucial role in resolving conflicts peacefully and fostering understanding. When conflicts arise, it is important to approach them with empathy and compassion, rather than defensiveness or aggression. By actively listening to each other's perspectives and validating each other's emotions, we can find common ground and work towards a mutually beneficial resolution. Empathy allows us to see beyond our own needs and desires, enabling us to understand the underlying motivations and concerns of others. This understanding helps to de-escalate conflicts and promotes a collaborative approach to problem solving. By empathizing with the emotions and experiences of our loved ones, we can find creative solutions that meet the needs of all parties involved. 2.4.4 The ripple effect of empathy in society. Empathy in relationships has a ripple effect that extends beyond individual interactions. When we practice empathy in our personal relationships, we contribute to a more empathetic and tolerant society as a whole. By modeling empathetic behavior, we inspire others to do the same, creating a positive cycle of understanding and compassion. In a society where empathy is valued and practiced, individuals are more likely to listen to diverse perspectives, challenge their own biases, and work towards common goals. Empathy fosters a sense of belonging and inclusivity, breaking down barriers and promoting acceptance of differences. It encourages individuals to seek common ground and find solutions that benefit everyone, rather than perpetuating division and conflict. By cultivating empathy in our relationships, we can contribute to a more tolerant and compassionate society. Empathy allows us to bridge the gaps between us, fostering understanding and acceptance. It is through empathy that we can build stronger relationships, resolve conflicts peacefully, and create a world where tolerance and accurate thinking thrive. 3. The role of perspective. 3.1 The influence of perspective. Perspective plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding of the world and our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. Our perspective is the lens through which we view and interpret the events, situations, and people around us. It is influenced by our experiences, beliefs, values, and cultural background. Understanding the influence of perspective is essential for developing empathy, expanding our worldview, and fostering tolerance. The subjectivity of perspective. Perspective is inherently subjective. Each individual has their own unique perspective shaped by their personal experiences and beliefs. This subjectivity means that no two people will have the exact same perspective on a given situation or issue. Recognizing this subjectivity is the first step towards cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. When we understand that our perspective is not the only valid one, we become more open to considering alternative viewpoints. This openness allows us to engage in meaningful dialogue and learn from others who may have different perspectives. It helps us challenge our own biases and preconceived notions, leading to a more accurate understanding of the world. Shifting perspectives. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking is by intentionally shifting our perspectives. This involves stepping outside of our own viewpoint and trying to see the world through the eyes of others. By doing so, we gain a deeper understanding of their experiences, challenges, and beliefs. Shifting perspectives requires empathy and the willingness to listen and learn from others. It allows us to break free from our own limited worldview and embrace the diversity of human experiences. When we actively seek out different perspectives, we broaden our understanding of the world and become more tolerant of differences. The role of empathy in shaping perspective. Empathy is closely intertwined with perspective. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. When we empathize with someone, we are better able to grasp their perspective and see the world through their eyes. Empathy allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and fosters a sense of compassion and understanding. By cultivating empathy, we develop the capacity to step into someone else's shoes and experience the world from their vantage point. This not only enhances our ability to tolerate differences but also promotes accurate thinking. When we empathize with others, we are more likely to consider their perspectives and incorporate them into our own understanding of the world. Expanding our perspectives. Expanding our perspectives involves actively seeking out diverse viewpoints and experiences. It requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and engage with people who may have different backgrounds, beliefs, and values. By exposing ourselves to a variety of perspectives, we challenge our own assumptions and broaden our understanding of the world. There are several ways to expand our perspectives. One is through travel, which allows us to immerse ourselves in different cultures and gain first-hand experiences of different ways of life. Another is through reading books, watching documentaries, or engaging in conversations with people from diverse backgrounds. These activities expose us to different perspectives and help us develop a more nuanced understanding of the world. The power of perspective taking. Perspective taking is a cognitive process that involves imagining oneself in another person's situation and understanding their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. It goes beyond empathy and requires active engagement with the perspectives of others. By engaging in perspective taking, we can develop a deeper appreciation for the complexity of human experiences and foster tolerance. Perspective taking allows us to challenge our own biases and assumptions by considering alternative viewpoints. It helps us recognize the limitations of our own perspective and encourages us to seek out diverse perspectives to gain a more comprehensive understanding of a given issue or situation. By actively engaging in perspective taking, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. Perspective and tolerance. Perspective and tolerance are closely intertwined. When we recognize and appreciate the diversity of perspectives, we become more tolerant of differences. Tolerance involves accepting and respecting the viewpoints, beliefs, and values of others, even if they differ from our own. By embracing different perspectives, we create an environment that encourages open dialogue, mutual understanding, and cooperation. Tolerance allows us to navigate conflicts and disagreements with empathy and respect. It promotes inclusivity and fosters a sense of unity among diverse individuals and communities. In conclusion, perspective plays a significant role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By recognizing the subjectivity of perspective, shifting our viewpoints, cultivating empathy, expanding our perspectives, engaging in perspective taking, and embracing tolerance, we can develop a more comprehensive understanding of the world and foster a more inclusive and harmonious society. 3.2 Challenging our perspectives. In order to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking, it is essential to challenge our perspectives. Our perspectives are shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and values, and they influence how we perceive and interpret the world around us. However, it is important to recognize that our perspectives are not absolute truths, but rather subjective interpretations of reality. By challenging our perspectives, we can broaden our understanding, develop empathy, and foster tolerance towards others. 3.2.1 Recognizing the limitations of our perspectives. Before we can challenge our perspectives, it is crucial to acknowledge their limitations. Our perspectives are influenced by various factors such as our cultural background, upbringing, education, and personal biases. These factors can create blind spots and prevent us from seeing the full picture. It is important to recognize that our perspectives are not the only valid ones and that there are multiple ways of interpreting the same situation. To recognize the limitations of our perspectives, we can start by reflecting on our own biases and assumptions. We can ask ourselves questions such as, what beliefs or values shape my perspective? Are there any biases that might be influencing my thinking? By being aware of our own limitations, we can begin to challenge them and open ourselves up to different viewpoints. 3.2.2 Seeking diverse perspectives. One of the most effective ways to challenge our perspectives is by seeking out diverse viewpoints. Exposing ourselves to different perspectives allows us to gain a more comprehensive understanding of a given issue or situation. This can be done through engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds, reading diverse literature, or participating in cultural exchange programs. When seeking diverse perspectives, it is important to approach them with an open mind and a willingness to listen. We should strive to understand the reasoning behind different viewpoints, even if we may not agree with them. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives, we can challenge our own preconceived notions and expand our understanding of the world. 3.2.3 Engaging in dialogue and debate. Engaging in dialogue and debate is another effective way to challenge our perspectives. By discussing and exchanging ideas with others, we can gain new insights and challenge our own assumptions. However, it is important to approach these discussions with respect and open-mindedness. The goal should not be to prove others wrong, but rather to learn from each other and find common ground. During dialogue and debate, it is important to actively listen to others and consider their viewpoints. This requires setting aside our own biases and being open to changing our minds. By engaging in respectful and constructive conversations, we can challenge our perspectives and develop a more nuanced understanding of complex issues. 3.2.4 Reflecting on alternative perspectives. In addition to seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in dialogue, it is important to reflect on alternative viewpoints. This involves critically examining our own beliefs and considering alternative explanations or interpretations. By actively questioning our own perspectives, we can uncover biases and challenge assumptions that may be clouding our thinking. Reflecting on alternative perspectives requires intellectual humility and a willingness to admit when we may be wrong. It involves asking ourselves questions such as, what evidence supports my perspective? Are there any counterarguments or alternative explanations that I have not considered? By actively seeking out alternative perspectives and critically evaluating our own thinking, we can cultivate accurate thinking and tolerance towards differing viewpoints. 3.2.5 Embracing cognitive dissonance. Challenging our perspectives often involves experiencing cognitive dissonance, which is the discomfort that arises when we encounter information or ideas that contradict our existing beliefs. While cognitive dissonance can be uncomfortable, it is also an opportunity for growth and learning. By embracing cognitive dissonance, we can confront our own biases and expand our understanding. To embrace cognitive dissonance, it is important to approach conflicting information with an open mind and a willingness to reevaluate our beliefs. Instead of dismissing contradictory evidence, we should examine it critically and consider its implications. By embracing cognitive dissonance, we can challenge our perspectives and develop a more accurate and nuanced understanding of the world. 3.2.6 Practicing empathy and perspective taking. Empathy and perspective taking are essential skills for challenging our perspectives. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and trying to understand their experiences and viewpoints, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experiences. This can help us challenge our own biases and develop a more tolerant and inclusive mindset. Practicing empathy and perspective taking involves actively listening to others, seeking to understand their emotions and motivations, and considering how their perspectives may differ from our own. It requires setting aside our own judgments and preconceived notions in order to truly understand and appreciate the experiences of others. By practicing empathy and perspective taking, we can challenge our perspectives and cultivate a more tolerant and compassionate mindset. In conclusion, challenging our perspectives is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By recognizing the limitations of our perspectives, seeking diverse viewpoints, engaging in dialogue and debate, reflecting on alternative perspectives, embracing cognitive dissonance, and practicing empathy and perspective taking, we can broaden our understanding, develop empathy, and foster tolerance towards others. Challenging our perspectives is an ongoing process that requires intellectual humility, open-mindedness, and a willingness to learn and grow. By actively challenging our perspectives, we can become more tolerant individuals and contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society. 3.3 Empathy and Perspective. Empathy and perspective are two essential components of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. They work hand in hand to help us understand and appreciate the experiences, beliefs, and values of others. By developing empathy and expanding our perspectives, we can break down barriers, bridge divides, and foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. The connection between empathy and perspective. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It involves putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and imagining what it would be like to experience their emotions, thoughts, and circumstances. Perspective, on the other hand, refers to the particular way in which an individual sees and interprets the world around them. It is shaped by our unique backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs. Empathy and perspective are closely intertwined because they both involve stepping outside of our own limited viewpoint and considering the experiences of others. When we empathize with someone, we are actively trying to understand their perspective and connect with their emotions. By doing so, we gain a deeper appreciation for their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Expanding our perspectives. Expanding our perspectives is a crucial step in cultivating empathy and tolerance. It requires us to challenge our own assumptions, biases, and preconceived notions about the world. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in open-minded dialogue, we can broaden our understanding of different cultures, beliefs, and experiences. One way to expand our perspectives is through exposure to different cultures and communities. This can be achieved through travel, reading books written by authors from diverse backgrounds, or engaging in conversations with people from different walks of life. By immersing ourselves in unfamiliar environments, we can gain a deeper understanding of the challenges and triumphs faced by others. Another effective method for expanding our perspectives is through active listening and dialogue. By actively listening to others, we can gain insights into their experiences and perspectives. This involves setting aside our own biases and judgments and truly hearing what the other person is saying. Engaging in respectful and open-minded conversations allows us to challenge our own beliefs and consider alternative viewpoints. The power of perspective taking. Perspective taking is a cognitive process that involves imagining oneself in another person's situation and understanding their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. It goes beyond empathy by actively trying to see the world through someone else's eyes. Perspective taking allows us to develop a more nuanced understanding of others and their experiences. When we engage in perspective taking, we are better able to recognize the complexity and diversity of human experiences. It helps us move beyond stereotypes and generalizations, allowing for a more accurate and nuanced understanding of others. By actively considering different perspectives, we can challenge our own biases and develop a more empathetic and tolerant mindset. Perspective and tolerance. Perspective plays a crucial role in fostering tolerance. When we understand and appreciate different perspectives, we are more likely to embrace diversity and respect the rights and beliefs of others. Tolerance requires us to recognize that there is no single, right, way of thinking or living. It involves accepting and valuing the differences that exist among individuals and communities. By cultivating empathy and expanding our perspectives, we can break down the barriers that divide us and foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. When we actively seek to understand and appreciate the experiences of others, we create space for dialogue, collaboration, and mutual respect. This, in turn, leads to a more harmonious and accepting world. In conclusion, empathy and perspective are essential components of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By expanding our perspectives and engaging in perspective taking, we can develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for the experiences, beliefs, and values of others. This, in turn, fosters a more inclusive and tolerant society where differences are celebrated and respected. 3.4 Expanding our perspectives. Expanding our perspectives is a crucial aspect of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. When we have a limited perspective, it can hinder our ability to understand and empathize with others, leading to narrow-mindedness and biased thinking. By actively seeking to broaden our perspectives, we can enhance our tolerance and develop a more accurate understanding of the world around us. 3.4.1 The limitations of a narrow perspective. Having a narrow perspective means that we only see things from our own point of view, without considering alternative viewpoints or experiences. This limited outlook can prevent us from fully understanding the complexities of different situations and can lead to biased thinking. When we are trapped in a narrow perspective, we may make assumptions, stereotype others, or dismiss their opinions without truly considering them. A narrow perspective can also hinder our ability to empathize with others. Empathy requires us to step outside of ourselves and try to understand the emotions and experiences of others. When we are only focused on our own perspective, it becomes challenging to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and truly grasp their feelings and struggles. 3.4.2 The benefits of expanding our perspectives. Expanding our perspectives offers numerous benefits, both personally and socially. By seeking out diverse perspectives, we gain a deeper understanding of the world and the people in it. We become more open-minded, adaptable, and accepting of different ideas and beliefs. This broader perspective allows us to engage in more meaningful and respectful conversations with others, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. Expanding our perspectives also helps us develop critical thinking skills. When we expose ourselves to different viewpoints, we are forced to question our own assumptions and beliefs. This process of critical thinking enables us to evaluate information more objectively and make more informed decisions. By considering multiple perspectives, we can identify biases and challenge our own preconceived notions, leading to more accurate thinking. 3.4.3 Seeking out diverse experiences. One way to expand our perspectives is by actively seeking out diverse experiences. This can involve engaging with people from different cultural backgrounds, traveling to new places, or immersing ourselves in unfamiliar situations. By exposing ourselves to different ways of life, we can gain a broader understanding of the world and challenge our own biases. Engaging in meaningful conversations with individuals who hold different opinions and beliefs is another effective way to expand our perspectives. By actively listening and asking questions, we can gain insights into their experiences and challenge our own assumptions. It is important to approach these conversations with an open mind and a willingness to learn, rather than trying to convince others of our own viewpoint. Reading books, articles, and other forms of media that present diverse perspectives is also a valuable way to expand our understanding. By exploring different narratives and viewpoints, we can broaden our knowledge and challenge our own biases. It is important to seek out sources that are well-researched and reliable to ensure that we are exposed to accurate and diverse information. 3.4.4 Developing empathy for others. Expanding our perspectives goes hand in hand with developing empathy for others. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can gain a deeper understanding of their experiences and challenges. This understanding allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and fosters a sense of compassion and tolerance. To develop empathy, it is important to actively listen to others and validate their experiences. By showing genuine interest and empathy, we create a safe space for others to share their thoughts and feelings. It is also essential to practice empathy without judgment, allowing ourselves to suspend our own biases and truly understand the emotions of others. 3.4.5 Challenging our assumptions. Expanding our perspectives requires us to challenge our own assumptions and biases. It is important to recognize that our beliefs and opinions are not fixed and can evolve over time. By actively questioning our own assumptions, we can open ourselves up to new ideas and perspectives. One effective way to challenge our assumptions is through self-reflection. Taking the time to reflect on our own thoughts and beliefs allows us to identify any biases or preconceived notions that may be limiting our perspective. It is important to approach this process with curiosity and a willingness to learn, rather than defensiveness or resistance. Engaging in respectful debates and discussions with others who hold different viewpoints can also help us challenge our assumptions. By listening to their arguments and considering their perspectives, we can gain new insights and expand our understanding. It is important to approach these discussions with an open mind and a willingness to consider alternative viewpoints. 3.4.6 Embracing diversity and inclusion. Expanding our perspectives also involves embracing diversity and inclusion. By valuing and respecting the differences among individuals, we create an environment that encourages the sharing of diverse perspectives. This inclusivity allows for a richer and more accurate understanding of the world. Embracing diversity and inclusion requires us to actively seek out diverse voices and perspectives. This can involve supporting diverse authors, artists, and creators, as well as actively seeking out diverse communities and organizations. By embracing diversity, we create opportunities for learning and growth, both individually and collectively. In conclusion, expanding our perspectives is essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By seeking out diverse experiences, developing empathy, challenging our assumptions, and embracing diversity and inclusion, we can broaden our understanding of the world and enhance our ability to think critically and empathetically. Expanding our perspectives allows us to break free from narrow-mindedness and biases, fostering a more inclusive and tolerant society. 3.5 The power of perspective taking. Perspective taking is a powerful tool that allows us to broaden our understanding of the world and cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves stepping outside of our own experiences and beliefs to consider the viewpoints and experiences of others. By adopting different perspectives, we can gain valuable insights, challenge our own biases, and develop a more empathetic and inclusive mindset. 3.5.1 Understanding perspective taking. Perspective taking is the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and see the world from their point of view. It requires us to set aside our own preconceived notions and judgments and truly listen and understand the experiences and beliefs of others. This process allows us to develop a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experiences and challenges the assumptions we may have about others. When we engage in perspective taking, we open ourselves up to new ideas and perspectives that may differ from our own. This can be uncomfortable at times, as it requires us to confront our own biases and challenge our long-held beliefs. However, by doing so, we can expand our understanding of the world and develop a more accurate and nuanced perspective. 3.5.2 The benefits of perspective taking. Perspective taking offers numerous benefits, both on an individual and societal level. By actively seeking out and considering different perspectives, we can 1. Foster empathy and understanding. When we take the time to understand someone else's perspective, we develop a greater sense of empathy and compassion. This allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and build stronger relationships. By understanding the experiences and challenges faced by others, we can also become more understanding and supportive. 2. Challenge our own biases. We all have biases and assumptions that shape our worldview. Perspective taking helps us recognize and challenge these biases by exposing us to alternative viewpoints. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives, we can become more aware of our own biases and work towards overcoming them. 3. Enhance critical thinking skills. Perspective taking encourages us to think critically and question our own beliefs. By considering different viewpoints, we can evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of various arguments and develop a more well-rounded understanding of complex issues. This helps us make more informed decisions and avoid falling into the trap of narrow-minded thinking. 4. Promote tolerance and inclusivity. By embracing different perspectives, we foster a culture of tolerance and inclusivity. When we actively seek out and value diverse viewpoints, we create an environment where everyone feels heard and respected. This not only strengthens relationships but also promotes social harmony and reduces prejudice and discrimination. 5. Facilitate problem solving and innovation. When we consider multiple perspectives, we gain a broader range of ideas and solutions. This can be particularly valuable in problem-solving and decision-making processes. By incorporating diverse perspectives, we can identify creative solutions and make more informed choices. 3.5.3 Cultivating perspective-taking skills. Developing the skill of perspective-taking requires practice and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. Here are some strategies to help cultivate perspective-taking skills. 1. Actively listen. When engaging in conversations with others, make a conscious effort to actively listen and understand their perspective. Avoid interrupting or dismissing their ideas, and instead, focus on truly hearing and empathizing with their experiences. 2. Seek out diverse perspectives. Expose yourself to a wide range of viewpoints by engaging with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs. This can be done through reading diverse literature, attending cultural events, or participating in community activities that promote inclusivity. 3. Practice empathy. Empathy is closely linked to perspective taking. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and try to understand their emotions and experiences. This can be done through imagining how you would feel in their situation or asking open-ended questions to gain a deeper understanding. 4. Challenge your assumptions. Be aware of your own biases and challenge them by actively seeking out information that contradicts your beliefs. Engage in respectful debates and discussions that expose you to different perspectives and encourage critical thinking. 5. Reflect on your own perspective. Take the time to reflect on your own beliefs and experiences. Consider how they may shape your worldview and influence your interactions with others. By understanding your own perspective, you can better appreciate the perspectives of others. 3.5.4 Perspective taking and tolerance. Perspective taking is closely intertwined with tolerance. When we actively engage in perspective taking, we develop a greater appreciation for the diversity of human experiences and beliefs. This understanding fosters tolerance by challenging our own biases and promoting empathy and understanding. By embracing different perspectives, we can bridge divides and build connections across differences. We become more open to dialogue and collaboration, which are essential for creating inclusive and harmonious communities. Perspective taking allows us to move beyond stereotypes and prejudices, and instead, see individuals as complex and unique beings. In a world that is increasingly interconnected and diverse, perspective taking is a crucial skill. It enables us to navigate complex social issues, engage in meaningful conversations, and work towards a more inclusive and tolerant society. By embracing the power of perspective taking, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking, ultimately leading to a more compassionate and understanding world. 3.6 Perspective and tolerance. In our journey towards cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, it is essential to explore the relationship between perspective and tolerance. Perspective refers to the way we view and interpret the world around us, shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and values. It plays a crucial role in our ability to understand and accept diverse viewpoints, making it a fundamental aspect of tolerance. 3.6.1 The influence of perspective. Our perspective acts as a lens through which we perceive and interpret the world. It is influenced by various factors, including our cultural background, upbringing, education, and personal experiences. These factors shape our beliefs, values, and attitudes, ultimately influencing how we understand and interact with others. When it comes to tolerance, our perspective can either hinder or enhance our ability to accept and respect different viewpoints. If we have a narrow perspective that is rigid and resistant to change, we may struggle to understand or empathize with those who hold different beliefs or come from different backgrounds. On the other hand, a broad and open-minded perspective allows us to appreciate the diversity of human experiences and fosters a more tolerant mindset. 3.6.2 Challenging our perspectives. To cultivate tolerance, it is crucial to challenge our own perspectives and be willing to consider alternative viewpoints. This requires a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones and engage in critical self-reflection. By questioning our own assumptions and biases, we can begin to recognize the limitations of our perspective and open ourselves up to new ideas and perspectives. One effective way to challenge our perspectives is through exposure to diverse experiences and viewpoints. This can be achieved through engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds, reading books or articles that offer alternative perspectives, or participating in cultural events and activities. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives, we can broaden our understanding and develop a more inclusive mindset. 3.6.3 Empathy and perspective. Empathy, as discussed in Chapter 2, plays a significant role in fostering tolerance. It allows us to understand and share the feelings and experiences of others, even if we do not necessarily agree with them. Empathy helps us bridge the gap between different perspectives by enabling us to see the world through the eyes of others. When we practice empathy, we actively try to understand the underlying motivations, fears, and desires that shape someone else's perspective. This understanding helps us develop a more compassionate and tolerant attitude towards others, even when their views differ from our own. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of human experiences and the multitude of factors that shape our perspectives. 3.6.4 Expanding our perspectives. Expanding our perspectives involves actively seeking out new knowledge and experiences that challenge our existing beliefs and assumptions. It requires a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones and engage with ideas and perspectives that may initially make us uncomfortable or uncertain. One way to expand our perspectives is through education. By pursuing learning opportunities that expose us to different cultures, histories, and philosophies, we can gain a broader understanding of the world and develop a more tolerant mindset. Additionally, engaging in dialogue and conversations with individuals who hold different perspectives can help us broaden our horizons and challenge our own biases. 3.6.5 The power of perspective taking. Perspective taking is a cognitive process that involves imagining oneself in another person's situation and understanding their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. It is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance as it allows us to step outside of our own perspective and develop a deeper understanding of others. When we engage in perspective taking, we actively try to see the world through the eyes of another person. This practice helps us recognize the inherent subjectivity of our own perspective and fosters empathy and compassion towards others. By understanding the context and experiences that shape someone else's viewpoint, we can develop a more nuanced and tolerant understanding of their beliefs and values. 3.6.6 Perspective and tolerance. Perspective and tolerance are deeply interconnected. Our perspective influences how we perceive and interpret the world, and it can either hinder or enhance our ability to be tolerant of diverse viewpoints. By challenging our perspectives, practicing empathy, expanding our horizons, and engaging in perspective taking, we can cultivate a more tolerant mindset. Tolerance requires us to recognize that our perspective is not the only valid one and that others have the right to hold different beliefs and values. It involves embracing diversity and actively seeking to understand and respect the perspectives of others, even when they differ from our own. By embracing a more inclusive and open-minded perspective, we can foster a more tolerant society where differences are celebrated rather than feared. 4. Critical thinking skills. 4.1 Introduction to critical thinking. Critical thinking is a fundamental skill that plays a crucial role in our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. It is the process of actively and skillfully analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information to form well-reasoned judgments and make informed decisions. By engaging in critical thinking, we can overcome biases, challenge assumptions, and develop a more open-minded and tolerant perspective. 4.1.1 The importance of critical thinking. Critical thinking is essential in today's complex and interconnected world. It allows us to navigate through the vast amount of information available to us, distinguish between fact and opinion, and make rational decisions based on evidence and logical reasoning. Without critical thinking, we are more susceptible to misinformation, manipulation, and the influence of cognitive biases. By developing critical thinking skills, we become better equipped to question our own beliefs and biases, as well as those of others. This ability to think critically enables us to engage in constructive dialogue, consider alternative viewpoints, and arrive at well-informed conclusions. It empowers us to challenge the status quo, seek out diverse perspectives, and foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. 4.1.2 The components of critical thinking. Critical thinking involves several key components that work together to enhance our ability to think critically and cultivate tolerance. 1. Analysis. Analysis is the process of breaking down complex information into its constituent parts to understand its structure, relationships, and underlying assumptions. It involves examining evidence, identifying patterns, and evaluating the credibility and relevance of sources. Through analysis, we can uncover biases, inconsistencies, and logical fallacies that may hinder our ability to think critically and cultivate tolerance. 2. Evaluation. Evaluation is the process of assessing the strengths and weaknesses of arguments, ideas, and evidence. It involves considering multiple perspectives, weighing the credibility and reliability of sources, and determining the validity of reasoning. By evaluating information critically, we can discern between reliable and unreliable sources, identify logical inconsistencies, and make well-informed judgments. 3. Inference. Inference is the process of drawing logical conclusions based on available evidence and reasoning. It involves connecting the dots, filling in gaps, and making educated guesses. By making accurate inferences, we can go beyond surface-level understanding and develop a deeper comprehension of complex issues. This ability to infer helps us cultivate tolerance by recognizing the underlying motivations, experiences, and perspectives of others. 4. Reflection. Reflection is the process of examining our own thinking and biases. It involves being self-aware, questioning our assumptions, and considering alternative viewpoints. Through reflection, we can identify and challenge our own cognitive biases, such as confirmation bias or the tendency to seek out information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs. This self-reflection is crucial for developing tolerance and accurate thinking. 4.1.3 Developing critical thinking skills. Developing critical thinking skills is an ongoing process that requires practice and dedication. Here are some strategies to enhance your critical thinking abilities. 1. Ask questions. Asking questions is a fundamental aspect of critical thinking. Challenge assumptions, seek evidence, and inquire about the underlying reasons and motivations behind arguments and claims. By asking thoughtful and probing questions, you can uncover biases, identify logical fallacies, and gain a deeper understanding of complex issues. 2. Seek diverse perspectives. Engage with diverse perspectives and viewpoints to broaden your understanding of different ideas and experiences. Actively seek out opinions that differ from your own and consider the underlying reasons and motivations behind them. This exposure to diverse perspectives helps cultivate tolerance and challenges our own biases and assumptions. 3. Practice active listening. Active listening involves fully engaging with others' ideas and perspectives without judgment or interruption. By actively listening, you can gain a deeper understanding of different viewpoints, identify common ground, and foster constructive dialogue. Active listening also helps develop empathy, which is essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 4. Evaluate sources. When encountering information, critically evaluate the credibility and reliability of the sources. Consider the author's expertise, the evidence provided, and any potential biases or conflicts of interest. By critically evaluating sources, you can avoid misinformation and make well-informed judgments based on reliable information. 5. Consider alternative explanations. Challenge your own assumptions and consider alternative explanations or viewpoints. This helps to overcome confirmation bias and encourages a more open-minded and tolerant perspective. By actively seeking out alternative explanations, you can develop a more nuanced understanding of complex issues and cultivate tolerance for diverse perspectives. 4.1.4 Critical thinking and tolerance. Critical thinking and tolerance are closely intertwined. By engaging in critical thinking, we can challenge our own biases, question assumptions, and develop a more open-minded and tolerant perspective. Critical thinking enables us to recognize the limitations of our own perspectives and consider alternative viewpoints. It helps us overcome cognitive biases that may hinder our ability to understand and empathize with others. Through critical thinking, we can navigate through the complexities of diverse opinions and beliefs, fostering a more inclusive and tolerant society. By evaluating evidence, questioning assumptions, and engaging in constructive dialogue, we can bridge gaps, build understanding, and promote empathy and tolerance. Critical thinking is a powerful tool that empowers us to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking in our everyday lives, workplaces, educational institutions, and society as a whole. 4.2 The components of critical thinking. Critical thinking is a fundamental skill that plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves the ability to analyze, evaluate, and interpret information in a logical and objective manner. By developing critical thinking skills, individuals can navigate complex issues, challenge their own biases, and make informed decisions. In this section, we will explore the components of critical thinking and how they contribute to fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. 4.2.1 Analytical thinking. Analytical thinking is a key component of critical thinking. It involves breaking down complex problems or situations into smaller, more manageable parts and examining them systematically. Analytical thinkers are skilled at identifying patterns, relationships, and cause and effect relationships. They approach information with a curious and questioning mindset, seeking to understand the underlying factors and implications. When it comes to tolerance, analytical thinking allows individuals to examine their own beliefs and biases objectively. It helps them recognize that their perspective is not the only valid one and encourages them to consider alternative viewpoints. By analyzing different perspectives, individuals can develop a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues and foster empathy towards others. 4.2.2 Logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is another crucial component of critical thinking. It involves the ability to draw logical conclusions based on evidence and sound reasoning. Logical thinkers are skilled at identifying logical fallacies, inconsistencies, and faulty arguments. They rely on evidence and facts rather than emotions or personal biases when making decisions or forming opinions. In the context of tolerance, logical reasoning helps individuals challenge stereotypes and prejudices. It allows them to critically evaluate the validity of generalizations and recognize that individuals should not be judged based on group characteristics. Logical thinkers are more likely to question their own assumptions and seek evidence to support their beliefs, promoting a more inclusive and tolerant mindset. 4.2.3 Creative Thinking. Creative thinking is an essential component of critical thinking that involves generating innovative and original ideas. It encourages individuals to think outside the box, explore different perspectives, and consider alternative solutions. Creative thinkers are open to new experiences and embrace ambiguity and uncertainty. When it comes to tolerance, creative thinking enables individuals to explore diverse viewpoints and challenge their own preconceived notions. It encourages them to seek out new information, engage in dialogue with others, and find innovative ways to bridge differences. Creative thinkers are more likely to approach conflicts with an open mind, seeking mutually beneficial solutions that promote understanding and tolerance. 4.2.4 Reflective Thinking. Reflective thinking is the process of examining one's own thoughts, beliefs, and actions. It involves introspection and self-awareness, allowing individuals to critically evaluate their own biases, assumptions, and motivations. Reflective thinkers are willing to engage in self-reflection and consider how their thoughts and actions may impact others. In the context of tolerance, reflective thinking plays a crucial role in recognizing and challenging one's own biases. It encourages individuals to question their own assumptions and consider how their beliefs may be influenced by societal norms or personal experiences. Reflective thinkers are more likely to engage in self-correction and actively seek out opportunities to learn from others, fostering a more inclusive and tolerant mindset. 4.2.5 Problem-solving skills. Problem-solving skills are an integral part of critical thinking. They involve the ability to identify, analyze, and solve problems effectively. Problem solvers are skilled at gathering information, evaluating different options, and making informed decisions. They approach challenges with a systematic and logical approach, considering both short-term and long-term consequences. In the context of tolerance, problem-solving skills enable individuals to address conflicts and differences constructively. They help individuals find common ground, mediate disputes, and promote understanding. Problem solvers are more likely to seek win-win solutions that respect the rights and perspectives of all parties involved, fostering a more tolerant and inclusive environment. 4.2.6 Information literacy. Information literacy is the ability to locate, evaluate, and effectively use information from various sources. It involves critical evaluation of the credibility, relevance, and accuracy of information. Information literate individuals are skilled at distinguishing between reliable and unreliable sources and making informed judgments. In the context of tolerance, information literacy is crucial for accurate thinking. It helps individuals avoid misinformation, stereotypes, and biases that can perpetuate intolerance. Information-literate individuals are more likely to seek out diverse sources of information, consider multiple perspectives, and critically evaluate the credibility of information before forming opinions or making decisions. In conclusion, critical thinking encompasses several components that contribute to fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. Analytical thinking, logical reasoning, creative thinking, reflective thinking, problem-solving skills, and information literacy all play a crucial role in developing a more inclusive and tolerant mindset. By cultivating these skills, individuals can challenge their own biases, engage in constructive dialogue, and make informed decisions that promote understanding and acceptance. 4.3 Developing critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is a fundamental skill that allows individuals to analyze and evaluate information objectively, enabling them to make informed decisions and form well-reasoned opinions. In the context of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, developing critical thinking skills is essential. Critical thinking helps individuals challenge their own biases, question assumptions, and consider multiple perspectives, all of which are crucial for fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. 4.3.1 The importance of critical thinking. Critical thinking is a cognitive process that involves actively and skillfully conceptualizing, analyzing, and evaluating information. It goes beyond simply accepting information at face value and encourages individuals to engage in deeper levels of understanding. By developing critical thinking skills, individuals become more adept at recognizing and addressing cognitive biases, which can hinder accurate thinking and impede tolerance. Critical thinking allows individuals to examine their own beliefs and assumptions, as well as those of others, in a rational and objective manner. It helps individuals identify logical fallacies, evaluate evidence, and differentiate between fact and opinion. By honing these skills, individuals can navigate complex issues and engage in constructive dialogue, fostering a more tolerant and inclusive society. 4.3.2 Developing analytical skills. One of the key components of critical thinking is the ability to analyze information effectively. Developing analytical skills involves breaking down complex problems or arguments into their constituent parts and examining them systematically. This process allows individuals to identify underlying assumptions, evaluate evidence, and draw logical conclusions. To develop analytical skills, individuals can practice techniques such as brainstorming, mind mapping, and concept mapping. These methods help individuals organize their thoughts and visually represent the relationships between different ideas or pieces of information. By engaging in these exercises, individuals can enhance their ability to analyze information critically and develop a more nuanced understanding of complex issues. 4.3.3 Enhancing problem-solving abilities. Critical thinking is closely linked to problem-solving abilities. By developing critical thinking skills, individuals become more adept at identifying and solving problems effectively. Problem-solving requires individuals to think creatively, consider alternative solutions, and evaluate the potential consequences of different courses of action. To enhance problem-solving abilities, individuals can engage in activities that encourage creative thinking, such as brainstorming sessions or role-playing exercises. These activities help individuals think outside the box and consider multiple perspectives when approaching a problem. By practicing problem-solving in a structured and deliberate manner, individuals can develop the skills necessary to tackle real-world challenges with tolerance and accurate thinking. 4.3.4 Cultivating curiosity and a growth mindset. Critical thinking is fueled by curiosity and a growth mindset. Cultivating curiosity involves actively seeking out new information, asking questions, and being open to learning from others. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed through effort and practice. To cultivate curiosity, individuals can engage in activities such as reading diverse books, attending lectures or workshops, and exploring different cultures and perspectives. By exposing themselves to new ideas and experiences, individuals can broaden their knowledge base and develop a more tolerant and open-minded approach to thinking. Developing a growth mindset involves embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, and seeing failures as opportunities for growth. By reframing failures as learning experiences, individuals can develop resilience and a willingness to continuously improve their critical thinking skills. 4.3.5 Practicing reflection and self-awareness. Reflection and self-awareness are essential for developing critical thinking skills. By reflecting on their own thoughts, beliefs, and biases, individuals can gain insight into their own thinking processes and identify areas for improvement. Self-awareness allows individuals to recognize when their own biases may be influencing their thinking and enables them to approach situations with greater objectivity. To practice reflection and self-awareness, individuals can engage in activities such as journaling, meditation, or seeking feedback from others. These practices help individuals develop a deeper understanding of their own thoughts and emotions, allowing them to approach situations with greater clarity and accuracy. 4.3.6 Applying critical thinking in everyday life. Developing critical thinking skills is not limited to academic or professional settings, it is a skill that can be applied in everyday life. By applying critical thinking in their interactions with others, individuals can foster tolerance and accurate thinking in their personal relationships, communities, and society as a whole. In everyday life, individuals can practice critical thinking by actively listening to others, considering multiple perspectives, and questioning their own assumptions. They can engage in respectful and open-minded discussions, seeking to understand different viewpoints and challenging their own biases. By applying critical thinking skills in everyday situations, individuals can contribute to a more tolerant and inclusive society. In conclusion, developing critical thinking skills is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By enhancing analytical skills, problem-solving abilities, curiosity, and self-awareness, individuals can navigate complex issues with greater objectivity and open-mindedness. Applying critical thinking in everyday life allows individuals to foster tolerance and contribute to a more inclusive society. 4.4 Critical thinking and tolerance. Critical thinking is a fundamental skill that plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance. It involves the ability to objectively analyze and evaluate information, ideas, and beliefs, while being open to different perspectives and considering evidence and logical reasoning. By developing critical thinking skills, individuals can challenge their own biases and assumptions, which in turn promotes tolerance and understanding. 4.4.1 The relationship between critical thinking and tolerance. Critical thinking and tolerance are closely intertwined. When we engage in critical thinking, we actively question our own beliefs and opinions, as well as those of others. This process allows us to examine different viewpoints and consider alternative perspectives, fostering a more tolerant mindset. Tolerance requires us to be open-minded and willing to listen to others, even when their ideas or beliefs differ from our own. Critical thinking helps us approach these differences with curiosity and a desire to understand, rather than immediately dismissing them. By critically evaluating different perspectives, we can challenge our own biases and preconceived notions, leading to greater tolerance and acceptance of diverse viewpoints. Critical thinking also helps us recognize and address cognitive biases that may hinder our ability to be tolerant. These biases, such as confirmation bias or the tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs, can prevent us from considering alternative viewpoints. By actively engaging in critical thinking, we can identify and overcome these biases, allowing us to approach differing opinions with a more open and tolerant mindset. 4.4.2 Applying critical thinking to foster tolerance. To apply critical thinking in fostering tolerance, it is important to develop specific skills and strategies. Here are some ways in which critical thinking can be utilized to promote tolerance. 4.4.2.1 Questioning assumptions. Critical thinking involves questioning assumptions and examining the underlying beliefs and values that shape our perspectives. By challenging our own assumptions, we can develop a deeper understanding of our own biases and become more open to alternative viewpoints. This process allows us to approach differing opinions with a more tolerant and empathetic mindset. 4.4.2.2 Evaluating evidence. Critical thinking requires us to evaluate evidence and consider the validity and reliability of information. When engaging in discussions or debates, it is important to critically assess the evidence presented by others and to seek out reliable sources of information. By basing our beliefs and opinions on well-supported evidence, we can foster a more informed and tolerant approach to differing viewpoints. 4.4.2.3 Recognizing logical fallacies. Critical thinking involves recognizing and avoiding logical fallacies, which are errors in reasoning that can distort our understanding of an argument. By being aware of common fallacies, such as ad hominem attacks or straw man arguments, we can engage in more productive and respectful discussions. This skill is essential in promoting tolerance, as it allows us to focus on the substance of an argument rather than attacking the person presenting it. 4.4.2.4 Seeking diverse perspectives. Critical thinking encourages us to seek out diverse perspectives and actively engage with different viewpoints. By exposing ourselves to a variety of opinions and experiences, we can broaden our understanding of the world and develop a more tolerant mindset. This may involve reading diverse literature, engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds, or actively seeking out alternative sources of information. 4.4.2.5 Reflecting on our own biases. Critical thinking requires self-reflection and an awareness of our own biases. By regularly reflecting on our own beliefs and assumptions, we can identify and challenge any biases that may hinder our ability to be tolerant. This process involves being honest with ourselves and acknowledging that we are not immune to biases. By actively working to overcome these biases, we can cultivate a more tolerant and inclusive mindset. 4.4.3 The benefits of critical thinking and tolerance. The combination of critical thinking and tolerance brings numerous benefits to individuals and society as a whole. Some of these benefits include 4.4.3.1 Enhanced problem-solving skills. Critical thinking and tolerance go hand in hand when it comes to problem solving. By considering multiple perspectives and evaluating evidence, individuals can develop more effective and creative solutions to complex problems. Tolerance allows for collaboration and the integration of diverse ideas, while critical thinking ensures that these ideas are thoroughly examined and evaluated. 4.4.3.2 Improved communication and relationships. Critical thinking and tolerance contribute to improved communication and relationships. By actively listening to others and considering their perspectives, individuals can engage in more meaningful and respectful conversations. This fosters understanding and empathy, leading to stronger relationships and a more harmonious society. 4.4.3.3 Increased cultural competence. Critical thinking and tolerance promote cultural competence, which is the ability to interact effectively with people from different cultures and backgrounds. By engaging in critical thinking and being open to diverse perspectives, individuals can develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for different cultures. This leads to greater cultural sensitivity and the ability to navigate multicultural environments with respect and understanding. 4.4.3.4 Strengthen democratic values. Critical thinking and tolerance are essential for the functioning of a democratic society. By critically evaluating information and being open to different viewpoints, individuals can make informed decisions and actively participate in democratic processes. Tolerance ensures that diverse voices are heard and respected, fostering a society that values inclusivity and equality. Conclusion. Critical thinking and tolerance are interconnected skills that are vital for fostering understanding, empathy, and acceptance in our increasingly diverse world. By actively engaging in critical thinking and challenging our own biases, we can cultivate a more tolerant mindset and contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society. Through questioning assumptions, evaluating evidence, recognizing logical fallacies, seeking diverse perspectives, and reflecting on our own biases, we can apply critical thinking to promote tolerance in our everyday lives, workplaces, educational institutions, and society as a whole. 5. Recognizing cognitive biases. 5.1 Understanding cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are inherent tendencies or patterns of thinking that can lead to errors in judgment and decision-making. These biases are a result of our brain's attempt to simplify and process information efficiently. While they can be helpful in certain situations, cognitive biases can also hinder our ability to think critically and accurately. Understanding these biases is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 5.1.1 The nature of cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are automatic and unconscious mental shortcuts that our brains use to make sense of the world. They are influenced by our past experiences, beliefs, and emotions, and can affect how we perceive, interpret, and remember information. These biases can lead to errors in reasoning, judgment, and decision-making, as they often deviate from rational and logical thinking. 5.1.2 Types of cognitive biases. There are numerous cognitive biases that have been identified by psychologists and researchers. Each bias has its own unique impact on our thinking processes. Here are some common cognitive biases. Confirmation bias. This bias refers to our tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts them. It can lead to a narrow and one-sided perspective, hindering our ability to consider alternative viewpoints. Availability heuristic. This bias occurs when we rely on immediate examples or information that comes to mind easily when making judgments or decisions. It can lead to overestimating the likelihood of events or situations based on their vividness or recent occurrence. Anchoring bias. This bias involves relying too heavily on the first piece of information encountered when making decisions. It can influence subsequent judgments, as we tend to anchor our thoughts and evaluations to that initial information. Halo effect. The halo effect refers to our tendency to form an overall positive or negative impression of a person, object, or idea based on a single characteristic or trait. This bias can lead to unfair judgments and stereotypes. Overconfidence bias. This bias occurs when we have an inflated sense of our own abilities and knowledge. It can lead to overestimating our accuracy and underestimating the risks or uncertainties involved in our decisions. Confirmation bias. This bias refers to our tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts them. It can lead to a narrow and one-sided perspective, hindering our ability to consider alternative viewpoints. Availability heuristic. This bias occurs when we rely on immediate examples or information that comes to mind easily when making judgments or decisions. It can lead to overestimating the likelihood of events or situations based on their vividness or recent occurrence. Anchoring bias. This bias involves relying too heavily on the first piece of information encountered when making decisions. It can influence subsequent judgments, as we tend to anchor our thoughts and evaluations to that initial information. Halo effect. The halo effect refers to our tendency to form an overall positive or negative impression of a person, object, or idea based on a single characteristic or trait. This bias can lead to unfair judgments and stereotypes. Overconfidence bias. This bias occurs when we have an inflated sense of our own abilities and knowledge. It can lead to overestimating our accuracy and underestimating the risks or uncertainties involved in our decisions. 5.1.3 The impact of cognitive biases on thinking. Cognitive biases can have a significant impact on our thinking processes and decision-making abilities. They can distort our perception of reality, limit our understanding of complex issues, and hinder our ability to consider multiple perspectives. These biases can lead to errors in judgment, reinforce stereotypes and prejudices, and impede our capacity for tolerance and open-mindedness. For example, confirmation bias can prevent us from seeking out diverse opinions and considering alternative viewpoints. This can result in a narrow-minded approach to issues, where we only seek information that aligns with our pre-existing beliefs. Similarly, the halo effect can lead to biased judgments based on superficial characteristics, such as appearance or social status, rather than evaluating individuals or ideas based on their merits. Cognitive biases can also contribute to the formation and perpetuation of stereotypes and prejudices. The availability heuristic, for instance, can lead to the overestimation of the prevalence of certain events or groups based on their media coverage or personal experiences. This can reinforce stereotypes and contribute to discriminatory attitudes and behaviors. 5.1.4 Overcoming cognitive biases. While cognitive biases are deeply ingrained in our thinking processes, it is possible to mitigate their impact and cultivate more accurate thinking. Here are some strategies to overcome cognitive biases. Awareness. The first step in overcoming cognitive biases is to be aware of their existence and understand how they can influence our thinking. By recognizing our own biases, we can be more mindful of their potential impact on our judgments and decisions. Critical thinking. Developing critical thinking skills can help us challenge our own assumptions and biases. By actively questioning and evaluating information, we can reduce the influence of cognitive biases and make more informed and rational decisions. Seeking diverse perspectives. Actively seeking out diverse perspectives and opinions can help counter confirmation bias and broaden our understanding of complex issues. Engaging in respectful and open dialogue with individuals who hold different viewpoints can challenge our biases and promote tolerance. Fact-checking. Verifying information from reliable and diverse sources can help counter the influence of availability bias. By seeking out a range of perspectives and evidence, we can make more accurate assessments and avoid relying solely on easily accessible information. Mindfulness and reflection. Taking the time to reflect on our own thoughts and emotions can help us identify and challenge our biases. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, can enhance self-awareness and promote more objective thinking. Collaborative decision-making. Engaging in collaborative decision-making processes can help mitigate the impact of individual biases. By involving multiple perspectives and considering a range of options, we can reduce the influence of individual biases and make more balanced decisions. By understanding and actively addressing cognitive biases, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. Recognizing the limitations of our own perspectives and being open to diverse viewpoints is essential for fostering a more inclusive and tolerant society. 5.2 Common cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are inherent tendencies or patterns of thinking that can lead to errors in judgment and decision-making. These biases are often unconscious and can affect our perception, interpretation, and understanding of information. They can influence how we form opinions, make decisions, and interact with others. In order to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking, it is important to be aware of these biases and learn how to recognize and overcome them. 5.2.1 Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek out and interpret information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. This bias can lead us to ignore or dismiss evidence that contradicts our views and selectively focus on information that supports them. Confirmation bias can hinder our ability to consider alternative perspectives and can contribute to the polarization of opinions. To overcome confirmation bias, it is important to actively seek out diverse sources of information and consider multiple viewpoints. Engaging in open-minded dialogue with others who hold different opinions can help challenge our own biases and broaden our understanding of complex issues. 5.2.2 Availability Heuristic. The availability heuristic is a mental shortcut that relies on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a topic or making a decision. This bias leads us to overestimate the likelihood of events or situations that are easily recalled or readily available in our memory. For example, if we frequently hear news stories about a particular type of crime, we may overestimate the prevalence of that crime in society. To counter the availability heuristic, it is important to gather information from a variety of sources and consider the broader context. Recognizing that our memory can be influenced by media coverage, personal experiences, and emotional responses can help us make more accurate judgments and avoid making decisions based solely on easily accessible information. 5.2.3 Anchoring Bias. Anchoring bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making judgments or decisions. This initial information, or anchor, can influence our subsequent thinking and lead to biased outcomes. For example, if we are given a high price for a product, we may perceive subsequent lower prices as bargains, even if they are still relatively expensive. To mitigate the anchoring bias, it is important to actively seek out additional information and consider a range of perspectives before making judgments or decisions. By consciously challenging the initial anchor and considering alternative possibilities, we can avoid being overly influenced by the first piece of information we encounter. 5.2.4 Halo Effect. The halo effect is the tendency to form an overall positive or negative impression of a person, object, or idea based on a single characteristic or trait. This bias can lead to the oversimplification of complex individuals or issues and can prevent us from seeing the full picture. For example, if we perceive someone as physically attractive, we may also assume they possess other positive qualities such as intelligence or kindness. To overcome the halo effect, it is important to recognize that individuals and ideas are multifaceted and cannot be accurately judged based on a single characteristic. Taking the time to gather more information and evaluate different aspects can help us form a more nuanced and accurate understanding. 5.2.5 Stereotyping. Stereotyping is the process of categorizing individuals or groups based on preconceived notions or generalizations. This bias can lead to unfair judgments, discrimination, and the perpetuation of harmful stereotypes. Stereotyping often occurs when we rely on limited information or make assumptions based on social, cultural, or personal biases. To combat stereotyping, it is crucial to challenge our own assumptions and actively seek out diverse perspectives. Engaging in meaningful interactions with individuals from different backgrounds can help break down stereotypes and foster understanding and empathy. 5.2.6 Overconfidence Bias. Overconfidence bias is the tendency to overestimate our own abilities, knowledge, or judgment. This bias can lead to unwarranted certainty and can prevent us from considering alternative viewpoints or seeking additional information. Overconfidence bias can hinder accurate thinking and impede our ability to learn and grow. To counter overconfidence bias, it is important to cultivate humility and a willingness to acknowledge our own limitations. Actively seeking feedback, considering different perspectives, and being open to revising our beliefs can help us overcome this bias and promote more accurate thinking. 5.2.7 In-Group Bias. In-group bias is the tendency to favor individuals or groups that we perceive as similar to ourselves or belonging to our own social, cultural, or ideological group. This bias can lead to the exclusion or marginalization of those who are perceived as different, and can contribute to the formation of stereotypes and prejudice. To address in-group bias, it is important to actively seek out diverse perspectives and challenge our own biases. Building relationships and fostering empathy with individuals from different backgrounds can help break down barriers and promote inclusivity and tolerance. By understanding and recognizing these common cognitive biases, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. It is important to be mindful of our own biases and actively work towards overcoming them. By seeking out diverse perspectives, challenging our assumptions, and engaging in open-minded dialogue, we can foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. 5.3 The impact of cognitive biases on thinking. Cognitive biases are inherent tendencies or patterns of thinking that can lead to errors in judgment and decision-making. These biases can affect our perception, interpretation, and understanding of information, often leading to inaccurate or distorted thinking. In the context of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, it is crucial to recognize and understand the impact that cognitive biases can have on our thoughts and beliefs. 5.3.1 The nature of cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are a result of our brain's attempt to simplify and make sense of the vast amount of information we encounter daily. They are mental shortcuts that help us process information quickly, but they can also lead to errors in judgment. These biases can manifest in various ways, such as confirmation bias, This bias refers to our tendency to seek out and interpret information that confirms our existing beliefs or opinions while ignoring or dismissing contradictory evidence. Confirmation bias can hinder our ability to consider alternative perspectives and can reinforce stereotypes and prejudices. Availability heuristic. The availability heuristic is a mental shortcut where we rely on immediate examples or instances that come to mind when making judgments or decisions. This bias can lead to overestimating the likelihood of events or situations based on their ease of recall, rather than considering objective probabilities. It can contribute to the perpetuation of stereotypes and generalizations. Anchoring bias. The anchoring bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter when making judgments or decisions. This bias can influence our perception of subsequent information, leading to a skewed understanding of a situation. It can limit our ability to consider alternative viewpoints and can hinder accurate thinking. Stereotyping bias. Stereotyping bias involves categorizing individuals or groups based on preconceived notions or generalizations. Stereotypes can lead to biased judgments and discriminatory behavior, as they often oversimplify and overlook the diversity and complexity of individuals or groups. This bias can hinder tolerance and prevent us from engaging in open-minded and accurate thinking. 5.3.2 The influence of cognitive biases on tolerance. Cognitive biases can significantly impact our ability to cultivate tolerance. When we are influenced by biases, we may be more prone to making snap judgments, relying on stereotypes, and dismissing alternative perspectives. This can lead to a lack of empathy, understanding, and acceptance of others who hold different beliefs, values, or backgrounds. Confirmation bias, for example, can reinforce our existing beliefs and prevent us from considering alternative viewpoints. If we only seek out information that aligns with our preconceived notions, we limit our exposure to diverse perspectives and hinder our ability to develop tolerance. This bias can contribute to the polarization of society, as individuals become more entrenched in their own beliefs and less willing to engage in meaningful dialogue with those who hold different opinions. The availability heuristic can also impact tolerance by influencing our perception of certain groups or individuals. If we are constantly exposed to negative portrayals or stereotypes of a particular group, it can shape our beliefs and attitudes towards them. This bias can lead to prejudice and discrimination, as we may make assumptions based on limited information or biased representations. Anchoring bias can hinder tolerance by limiting our ability to consider alternative viewpoints or possibilities. If we anchor our judgments or decisions on initial information, we may be less open to new information that challenges our existing beliefs. This bias can prevent us from engaging in constructive dialogue and understanding different perspectives, ultimately hindering tolerance. 5.3.3 Overcoming cognitive biases. While cognitive biases are deeply ingrained in human thinking, it is possible to mitigate their impact and cultivate more accurate and tolerant thinking. Here are some strategies to overcome cognitive biases. Awareness. The first step in overcoming cognitive biases is to be aware of their existence and the impact they can have on our thinking. By recognizing our own biases, we can actively work towards challenging and correcting them. Critical thinking. Developing critical thinking skills can help us evaluate information more objectively and consider alternative perspectives. By questioning our own assumptions and seeking out diverse sources of information, we can reduce the influence of biases on our thinking. Empathy and perspective taking. Cultivating empathy and practicing perspective taking can help counteract biases by fostering understanding and compassion for others. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can challenge our own biases and develop a more tolerant mindset. Seeking diverse perspectives. Actively seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in dialogue with individuals who hold different beliefs or backgrounds can broaden our understanding and challenge our biases. This can be done through reading diverse literature, participating in multicultural events, or joining discussion groups. Reflective practice. Engaging in regular self-reflection and introspection can help us identify and address our biases. By examining our thoughts, beliefs, and reactions, we can become more aware of our biases and work towards overcoming them. Education and training. Education and training programs that focus on cognitive biases and critical thinking can provide individuals with the tools and knowledge to recognize and mitigate biases effectively. By incorporating these topics into educational curricula and workplace training, we can promote more accurate thinking and tolerance. By actively working to overcome cognitive biases, we can enhance our ability to think critically, cultivate tolerance, and engage in more accurate and open-minded thinking. Recognizing the impact of biases on our thoughts and beliefs is a crucial step towards creating a more inclusive and tolerant society. 5.4 Overcoming cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are inherent tendencies in human thinking that can lead to errors in judgment and decision-making. These biases often stem from our brain's natural inclination to take shortcuts and make quick judgments based on limited information. While these shortcuts can be helpful in certain situations, they can also lead to inaccurate thinking and hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance. Overcoming cognitive biases is essential for developing a more open-minded and tolerant mindset. In this section, we will explore some common cognitive biases and strategies for overcoming them. 5.4.1 The confirmation bias. The confirmation bias is a cognitive bias that leads us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts them. This bias can prevent us from considering alternative perspectives and hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the confirmation bias, it is important to actively seek out diverse viewpoints and challenge our own beliefs. Engaging in open and honest discussions with people who hold different opinions can help us broaden our understanding and develop a more tolerant mindset. 5.4.2 The availability heuristic. The availability heuristic is a cognitive bias that leads us to rely on readily available information when making judgments or decisions. This bias can cause us to overestimate the likelihood of events or situations based on how easily we can recall examples of them. To overcome the availability heuristic, it is important to gather and consider a wide range of information before making judgments. Actively seeking out different sources of information and considering multiple perspectives can help us overcome this bias and make more accurate and tolerant judgments. 5.4.3 The anchoring bias. The anchoring bias is a cognitive bias that occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making judgments or decisions. This bias can lead us to be overly influenced by initial impressions or suggestions, even if they are not accurate or relevant. To overcome the anchoring bias, it is important to question and critically evaluate the information we receive. Taking the time to gather additional information and consider alternative viewpoints can help us overcome this bias and make more informed and tolerant decisions. 5.4.4 The stereotyping bias. The stereotyping bias is a cognitive bias that occurs when we make generalizations or assumptions about individuals or groups based on limited information or preconceived notions. This bias can lead to unfair judgments and hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the stereotyping bias, it is important to challenge our own stereotypes and actively seek out individual experiences and perspectives. Engaging in meaningful interactions with people from diverse backgrounds can help us overcome this bias and develop a more tolerant and inclusive mindset. 5.4.5 The halo effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias that occurs when we form an overall positive impression of a person based on a single positive trait or characteristic. This bias can lead us to overlook or dismiss negative aspects of a person's behavior or beliefs, hindering our ability to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the halo effect, it is important to evaluate individuals based on a comprehensive understanding of their beliefs, actions, and values. Recognizing that people are complex and multidimensional can help us overcome this bias and develop a more nuanced and tolerant perspective. 5.4.6 The in-group bias. The in-group bias is a cognitive bias that occurs when we favor individuals or groups that we perceive as similar to ourselves and hold negative attitudes towards those we perceive as different. This bias can lead to prejudice and discrimination, undermining our efforts to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the in-group bias, it is important to actively seek out opportunities to interact with and learn from individuals from different backgrounds. Developing empathy and understanding for others can help us overcome this bias and foster a more inclusive and tolerant mindset. 5.4.7 The overconfidence bias. The overconfidence bias is a cognitive bias that occurs when we have an inflated sense of our own abilities or knowledge. This bias can lead us to be overly confident in our judgments and dismiss alternative viewpoints, hindering our ability to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the overconfidence bias, it is important to approach situations with humility and a willingness to learn. Recognizing that we may not have all the answers and being open to different perspectives can help us overcome this bias and develop a more tolerant and accurate mindset. 5.4.8 The sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is a cognitive bias that occurs when we continue to invest time, money, or effort into something because we have already invested in it, even if it no longer serves our best interests. This bias can prevent us from considering alternative options and hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance. To overcome the sunk cost fallacy, it is important to evaluate situations based on their current and future potential rather than past investments. Being willing to let go of outdated beliefs or practices can help us overcome this bias and develop a more open-minded and tolerant mindset. In conclusion, overcoming cognitive biases is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By recognizing and challenging our biases, actively seeking out diverse perspectives, and being open to new information, we can develop a more open-minded and tolerant mindset. Overcoming cognitive biases requires effort and self-reflection, but the rewards are worth it. By embracing tolerance and accurate thinking, we can foster understanding, empathy, and inclusivity in our personal lives, workplaces, educational institutions, and society as a whole. 6. The art of listening. 6.1 Active listening skills. Active listening is a fundamental skill that plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves fully engaging with the speaker, not just hearing their words but also understanding their perspective, emotions, and intentions. By actively listening, we can develop a deeper understanding of others, build stronger relationships, and foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. The importance of active listening. Active listening is more than just passively hearing what someone is saying. It requires our full attention and a genuine desire to understand the speaker's message. When we actively listen, we demonstrate respect for the speaker and create an environment that encourages open and honest communication. One of the key benefits of active listening is that it helps us overcome our own biases and preconceived notions. By setting aside our assumptions and truly listening to others, we can gain new perspectives and challenge our own beliefs. This process of active engagement allows us to expand our understanding and develop more accurate thinking. The elements of active listening. Active listening involves several key elements that contribute to effective communication and understanding. These elements include 1. Paying attention. To actively listen, we must give our full attention to the speaker. This means minimizing distractions, such as putting away our phones or closing our laptops, and focusing on the person speaking. By maintaining eye contact and using nonverbal cues, such as nodding or leaning in, we show the speaker that we are fully present and engaged. 2. Empathy and understanding. Active listening requires us to put ourselves in the speaker's shoes and try to understand their perspective. By empathizing with their emotions and experiences, we can develop a deeper connection and foster a sense of trust. This empathy allows us to see beyond our own biases and promotes tolerance and acceptance. 3. Asking clarifying questions. To ensure that we fully understand the speaker's message, it is important to ask clarifying questions. These questions help us gather more information and fill in any gaps in our understanding. By seeking clarification, we demonstrate our commitment to accurate thinking and a genuine desire to comprehend the speaker's viewpoint. 4. Reflecting and summarizing. Reflecting and summarizing what the speaker has said is an essential part of active listening. By paraphrasing their words and reflecting back their emotions, we show that we have truly listened and understood their message. This reflection not only validates the speaker's feelings but also helps us internalize and process the information more effectively. 5. Avoiding interruptions and judgments. Active listening requires us to refrain from interrupting the speaker or passing judgment on their words. By allowing the speaker to express themselves fully without interruption, we create a safe space for open and honest communication. This non-judgmental approach fosters tolerance and encourages the speaker to share their thoughts and feelings more freely. The role of active listening in cultivating tolerance. Active listening plays a vital role in cultivating tolerance by promoting understanding, empathy, and respect for diverse perspectives. When we actively listen to others, we create an environment that values different opinions and encourages dialogue. This open-mindedness allows us to challenge our own biases and develop a more tolerant mindset. By actively listening, we can bridge the gap between different cultures, beliefs, and experiences. It allows us to recognize the common humanity that underlies our differences and fosters a sense of unity and connection. Active listening helps us break down barriers and build bridges of understanding, leading to a more inclusive and tolerant society. Applying active listening in everyday life. Active listening is a skill that can be applied in various aspects of our lives, from personal relationships to professional settings. Here are some practical ways to apply active listening in everyday life. 1. Personal relationships. In personal relationships, active listening can strengthen bonds and foster deeper connections. By actively listening to our loved ones, we can understand their needs, concerns, and desires more effectively. This understanding promotes empathy and tolerance, leading to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. 2. Conflict resolution. Active listening is essential in resolving conflicts and disagreements. By actively listening to all parties involved, we can gain a comprehensive understanding of the issue at hand. This understanding allows us to find common ground and work towards a mutually beneficial solution. Active listening promotes tolerance by encouraging open dialogue and fostering a spirit of compromise. 3. Professional settings. Active listening is crucial in professional settings, such as meetings, negotiations, and collaborations. By actively listening to our colleagues and clients, we can better understand their perspectives and needs. This understanding promotes effective teamwork, innovation, and a more inclusive work environment. 4. Education. Active listening is a valuable skill for both students and educators. By actively listening in the classroom, students can absorb information more effectively and engage in meaningful discussions. Educators, on the other hand, can use active listening to understand their students' needs and tailor their teaching methods accordingly. Active listening in education promotes tolerance by valuing diverse perspectives and creating an inclusive learning environment. In conclusion, active listening is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By actively engaging with others, empathizing with their perspectives, and seeking to understand, we can break down barriers, challenge our biases, and foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. Through active listening, we can build stronger relationships, promote empathy, and develop a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experiences. 6.2 Empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is a crucial skill that goes hand in hand with tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves not only hearing the words being spoken but also understanding and connecting with the emotions and perspectives behind those words. By actively engaging in empathetic listening, we can foster understanding, build stronger relationships, and promote a more tolerant and inclusive society. The importance of empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance because it allows us to truly understand and appreciate the experiences and viewpoints of others. When we listen empathetically, we suspend judgment and focus on being present in the moment. This enables us to create a safe space for individuals to express themselves openly and honestly. By actively listening to others, we validate their feelings and experiences, which can help bridge the gap between different perspectives. Empathetic listening shows respect and empathy, demonstrating that we value the thoughts and emotions of others. This can lead to increased trust, improved communication, and ultimately, a more tolerant and inclusive society. Developing empathetic listening skills. Empathetic listening is a skill that can be developed and honed over time. Here are some strategies to help cultivate empathetic listening skills. 1. Be present. To truly listen empathetically, we need to be fully present in the conversation. This means putting aside distractions and giving our undivided attention to the speaker. By focusing on the person speaking, we can better understand their emotions, body language, and the underlying meaning behind their words. 2. Practice active listening. Active listening involves not only hearing the words being spoken but also actively engaging with the speaker. This can be done by nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using verbal and nonverbal cues to show that we are attentive and interested in what they have to say. By actively listening, we create an environment that encourages open and honest communication. 3. Suspend judgment. Empathetic listening requires us to suspend judgment and refrain from jumping to conclusions. Instead of immediately forming opinions or making assumptions, we should strive to understand the speaker's perspective without bias. This allows us to see the situation from their point of view and fosters a more tolerant and inclusive mindset. 4. Reflect and clarify. To ensure accurate understanding, it is important to reflect and clarify what we have heard. This can be done by paraphrasing or summarizing the speaker's words to confirm our understanding. Reflecting and clarifying not only helps us grasp the speaker's message more accurately but also shows that we are actively engaged in the conversation. 5. Show empathy. Empathy is at the core of empathetic listening. It involves putting ourselves in the speaker's shoes and trying to understand their emotions and experiences. By showing empathy, we create a safe and supportive environment where individuals feel heard and validated. This can foster trust and open the door to more meaningful and tolerant conversations. Empathetic listening in practice. Empathetic listening can be applied in various contexts, including personal relationships, the workplace, and educational settings. Here are some examples of how empathetic listening can promote tolerance in these areas. Personal relationships. In personal relationships, empathetic listening can strengthen bonds and foster understanding. By actively listening to our loved ones, we can gain insight into their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This understanding allows us to be more tolerant and accepting of their perspectives, even when they differ from our own. Empathetic listening helps create a safe space for open and honest communication, leading to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. The workplace. Empathetic listening is essential in the workplace to promote a culture of tolerance and inclusivity. By actively listening to colleagues, we can gain a deeper understanding of their ideas, concerns, and perspectives. This understanding can lead to more effective collaboration, improved problem solving, and a greater appreciation for diversity. Empathetic listening also helps create a supportive work environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Education. In educational settings, empathetic listening plays a vital role in promoting tolerance and accurate thinking. By actively listening to students, teachers can better understand their unique needs, challenges, and perspectives. This understanding allows educators to create inclusive learning environments that cater to diverse student populations. Empathetic listening also encourages students to express themselves freely, fostering a sense of belonging and promoting tolerance among peers. Conclusion. Empathetic listening is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By actively engaging in empathetic listening, we can foster understanding, build stronger relationships, and promote a more tolerant and inclusive society. Developing empathetic listening skills involves being present, practicing active listening, suspending judgment, reflecting and clarifying, and showing empathy. By applying empathetic listening in personal relationships, the workplace, and educational settings, we can create environments that value diverse perspectives and promote tolerance. 6.3 Listening to diverse perspectives. In our journey towards cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, one crucial skill that we must develop is the ability to listen to diverse perspectives. Listening to diverse perspectives allows us to gain a deeper understanding of the world around us, challenge our own beliefs, and foster empathy and tolerance towards others. By actively engaging in listening, we can break down barriers, bridge divides, and create a more inclusive and harmonious society. 6.3.1 The importance of listening. Listening is not merely the act of hearing words, it is a conscious effort to understand and absorb the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of others. When we listen to diverse perspectives, we open ourselves up to a wealth of knowledge and insights that we may have otherwise overlooked. By actively listening, we demonstrate respect for others and validate their experiences, creating an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Listening also plays a crucial role in accurate thinking. When we listen to diverse perspectives, we expose ourselves to different ideas and viewpoints, which helps us challenge our own biases and preconceived notions. It allows us to critically evaluate information and make more informed decisions. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives, we can broaden our understanding of complex issues and develop a more nuanced and accurate worldview. 6.3.2 Overcoming barriers to listening. While listening to diverse perspectives is essential, it can be challenging due to various barriers that hinder effective communication. These barriers include personal biases, preconceived notions, and a lack of empathy. Overcoming these barriers requires conscious effort and a commitment to open-mindedness. One way to overcome these barriers is by practicing active listening. Active listening involves fully focusing on the speaker, maintaining eye contact, and providing verbal and nonverbal cues to show that we are engaged in the conversation. By actively listening, we demonstrate our genuine interest in understanding the speaker's perspective and create a safe space for open dialogue. Another barrier to listening is the tendency to interrupt or interject with our own thoughts and opinions. To overcome this, we must practice patience and self-awareness. Instead of jumping in with our own ideas, we should allow the speaker to express themselves fully before offering our input. This not only shows respect for the speaker but also allows us to gain a more comprehensive understanding of their perspective. 6.3.3 Cultivating empathy through listening. Listening to diverse perspectives is closely intertwined with empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, and it is a fundamental aspect of tolerance. When we actively listen to diverse perspectives, we put ourselves in the shoes of others, allowing us to develop a deeper sense of empathy. To cultivate empathy through listening, we must strive to understand the emotions and experiences behind the words. This requires us to listen not only to the content of what is being said but also to the tone, body language, and underlying emotions. By doing so, we can connect with others on a deeper level and develop a genuine understanding of their perspective. 6.3.4 Creating a safe space for diverse perspectives. To encourage the sharing of diverse perspectives, it is essential to create a safe and inclusive environment. This involves fostering an atmosphere of respect, where individuals feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and opinions without fear of judgment or ridicule. One way to create a safe space is by practicing non-judgmental listening. Non-judgmental listening involves suspending our own biases and judgments and approaching the conversation with an open mind. By refraining from immediate evaluation or criticism, we create an environment that encourages open and honest dialogue. It is also crucial to actively seek out diverse perspectives and provide opportunities for individuals from different backgrounds to share their experiences. This can be done through organized discussions, workshops, or forums where individuals can express their thoughts and engage in meaningful conversations. By actively promoting diversity and inclusivity, we can foster an environment that values and celebrates different perspectives. 6.3.5 The power of dialogue and collaboration. Listening to diverse perspectives is not a one-sided endeavor. It requires active participation and engagement from all parties involved. Engaging in dialogue and collaboration allows for a deeper exploration of ideas and encourages the exchange of knowledge and experiences. Through dialogue, we can challenge our own beliefs and assumptions, as well as those of others. It provides an opportunity to ask questions, seek clarification, and gain a more comprehensive understanding of different perspectives. By engaging in respectful and constructive dialogue, we can bridge gaps, find common ground, and work towards shared goals. Collaboration is another powerful tool for listening to diverse perspectives. By working together towards a common objective, individuals from different backgrounds can bring their unique insights and expertise to the table. Collaboration fosters mutual respect and understanding, as well as the recognition that diverse perspectives contribute to more innovative and effective solutions. 6.3.6 The role of listening in tolerance. Listening to diverse perspectives is a cornerstone of tolerance. When we actively listen to others, we acknowledge their worth and validate their experiences. It allows us to recognize the inherent value of diversity and fosters a sense of empathy and understanding. By listening to diverse perspectives, we can challenge our own biases and preconceived notions, leading to more accurate thinking. It helps us develop a broader perspective and a deeper appreciation for the complexity of the world. Through active listening, we can break down barriers, build bridges, and create a more tolerant and inclusive society. In conclusion, listening to diverse perspectives is a vital skill in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It requires us to overcome barriers, practice empathy, create safe spaces, engage in dialogue, and collaborate with others. By actively listening, we can broaden our understanding, challenge our own beliefs, and foster a more inclusive and harmonious world. 6.4 Listening and tolerance. Listening is a fundamental aspect of effective communication and plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance. When we truly listen to others, we open ourselves up to different perspectives and experiences, allowing us to develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for diversity. In this section, we will explore the connection between listening and tolerance, and how we can enhance our listening skills to promote a more inclusive and tolerant society. The power of active listening. Active listening is a skill that involves fully engaging with the speaker and paying attention to both their verbal and nonverbal cues. By actively listening, we demonstrate respect and empathy towards the speaker, creating a safe space for them to express their thoughts and feelings. This practice is essential for fostering tolerance because it allows us to genuinely hear and understand others, even if their opinions or beliefs differ from our own. When we actively listen, we suspend judgment and refrain from interrupting or formulating responses while the speaker is talking. Instead, we focus on comprehending their message, asking clarifying questions, and reflecting back what we have understood. This approach not only promotes effective communication but also encourages tolerance by showing that we value and respect the speaker's perspective. Empathetic listening. Empathetic listening goes beyond active listening by seeking to understand the emotions and experiences behind the speaker's words. It involves putting ourselves in their shoes and trying to grasp their feelings and motivations. Empathetic listening is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance because it allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and develop a genuine sense of compassion and understanding. To practice empathetic listening, we must be attuned to both verbal and nonverbal cues that indicate the speaker's emotions. We can then reflect back these emotions to the speaker, demonstrating that we are truly present and empathetic. By acknowledging and validating their feelings, we create an environment of trust and acceptance, which is essential for fostering tolerance and open-mindedness. Listening to diverse perspectives. One of the key ways to cultivate tolerance is by actively seeking out and listening to diverse perspectives. When we limit ourselves to a narrow range of viewpoints, we reinforce our own biases and hinder our ability to understand and appreciate the experiences of others. By intentionally seeking out diverse voices and actively listening to their stories, we can broaden our understanding and challenge our preconceived notions. Listening to diverse perspectives requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and actively engage with individuals from different backgrounds, cultures, and belief systems. It involves being open to new ideas and perspectives, even if they initially challenge our own. By actively seeking out diverse voices and actively listening to their stories, we can broaden our understanding and challenge our preconceived notions. The role of listening in conflict resolution. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, and how we listen during conflicts can greatly impact the outcome. When we approach conflicts with a mindset of tolerance and open-mindedness, we are more likely to engage in productive dialogue and find mutually beneficial solutions. Listening plays a crucial role in conflict resolution by allowing us to understand the underlying concerns and needs of all parties involved. During conflicts, it is important to practice active listening and empathetic listening to create a safe and respectful space for all parties to express their perspectives. By actively listening to each other's concerns and emotions, we can foster empathy and understanding, which are essential for finding common ground and resolving conflicts peacefully. This approach not only promotes tolerance but also strengthens relationships and builds trust. Listening and tolerance in practice. In our everyday lives, we encounter numerous opportunities to practice listening and tolerance. Whether it is engaging in conversations with friends, family members, colleagues, or strangers, we can actively choose to listen with an open mind and a willingness to understand. By doing so, we create an environment that encourages diverse perspectives and fosters tolerance. In the workplace, listening and tolerance are crucial for fostering a positive and inclusive culture. By actively listening to colleagues from different backgrounds and perspectives, we can create a sense of belonging and respect. This, in turn, leads to increased collaboration, creativity, and productivity. In educational settings, listening and tolerance are essential for creating inclusive learning environments. By actively listening to students' diverse perspectives and experiences, educators can foster a sense of belonging and promote critical thinking. This allows students to develop empathy, respect, and tolerance towards others, preparing them to be active and engaged citizens in a diverse society. In society at large, listening and tolerance are vital for building bridges across differences and promoting social cohesion. By actively listening to marginalized voices and understanding their experiences, we can work towards dismantling systemic barriers and promoting equality and justice for all. In conclusion, listening is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By actively listening, practicing empathy, and seeking out diverse perspectives, we can develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for others. Listening plays a crucial role in conflict resolution, workplace dynamics, educational settings, and society at large. By incorporating active listening into our daily lives, we can contribute to creating a more inclusive and tolerant world. 7. Effective communication. 7.1 The importance of effective communication. Effective communication is a fundamental aspect of human interaction and plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It serves as the bridge that connects individuals, allowing them to exchange ideas, express their thoughts and emotions, and understand one another. Without effective communication, misunderstandings, conflicts, and biases can arise, hindering the development of tolerance and accurate thinking. 7.1.1 Clear and transparent communication. Clear and transparent communication is essential for fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. When individuals communicate clearly, they ensure that their message is understood accurately by others. This clarity helps to prevent misinterpretations and misunderstandings that can lead to conflicts and biases. By expressing their thoughts and ideas in a concise and straightforward manner, individuals can promote understanding and create an environment conducive to tolerance. Transparent communication involves being open and honest in expressing oneself. It requires individuals to share their perspectives, beliefs, and experiences without fear of judgment or reprisal. When people communicate transparently, they create a space where others feel comfortable doing the same. This openness fosters empathy and understanding, allowing individuals to see different viewpoints and challenge their own biases. 7.1.2 Active listening. Effective communication is not just about expressing oneself, it also involves active listening. Active listening is the practice of fully engaging with and understanding what others are saying. It requires individuals to give their full attention, be present in the moment, and genuinely seek to comprehend the speaker's message. Active listening promotes tolerance by demonstrating respect for others' perspectives. When individuals actively listen, they validate the speaker's experiences and emotions, even if they do not agree with them. This validation creates a safe space for open dialogue and encourages individuals to share their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Furthermore, active listening enhances accurate thinking by allowing individuals to gather information and consider different viewpoints before forming their own opinions. It helps individuals challenge their preconceived notions and biases, leading to more informed and rational thinking. 7.1.3 Nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication is a communication style that emphasizes empathy, understanding, and respect. It focuses on expressing oneself honestly while also considering the needs and feelings of others. Nonviolent communication aims to create a harmonious and compassionate environment where conflicts can be resolved peacefully. By practicing nonviolent communication, individuals can cultivate tolerance by promoting understanding and empathy. It encourages individuals to listen actively, acknowledge others' emotions, and respond with compassion. This approach helps to build bridges across differences and fosters a sense of unity and acceptance. Nonviolent communication also contributes to accurate thinking by encouraging individuals to consider multiple perspectives and seek common ground. It discourages judgment and promotes curiosity, allowing individuals to explore different viewpoints and challenge their own biases. Through nonviolent communication, individuals can develop a more nuanced and comprehensive understanding of complex issues. 7.1.4 Respectful communication. Respectful communication is a cornerstone of effective communication and is vital for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves treating others with dignity, valuing their opinions, and refraining from derogatory or dismissive language. Respectful communication creates an atmosphere of mutual respect and encourages individuals to engage in constructive dialogue. When individuals communicate respectfully, they create a safe and inclusive space where diverse perspectives can be shared and valued. This inclusivity fosters tolerance by promoting acceptance and understanding of different viewpoints. It allows individuals to learn from one another and challenge their own biases, leading to more accurate thinking. Respectful communication also encourages individuals to engage in thoughtful and reasoned discussions. It discourages personal attacks and instead focuses on addressing ideas and arguments. By maintaining a respectful tone, individuals can foster an environment where critical thinking and accurate analysis can thrive. 7.1.5 Communication and tolerance. Effective communication is intrinsically linked to tolerance. It provides the means for individuals to understand and appreciate different perspectives, beliefs, and experiences. Through clear and transparent communication, active listening, nonviolent communication, and respectful communication, individuals can bridge gaps, challenge biases, and cultivate tolerance. Furthermore, effective communication enhances accurate thinking by promoting open-mindedness, critical analysis, and the consideration of diverse viewpoints. It allows individuals to challenge their own assumptions, question their biases, and develop a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues. In conclusion, effective communication is of paramount importance in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It serves as the foundation for understanding, empathy, and respect. By practicing clear and transparent communication, active listening, nonviolent communication, and respectful communication, individuals can foster an environment where tolerance and accurate thinking can flourish. 7.2 Nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication (NVC) is a powerful tool that can greatly enhance our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. Developed by psychologist Marshall Rosenberg, NVC is a communication process that focuses on fostering empathy, understanding, and connection between individuals. It provides a framework for expressing ourselves honestly and listening empathetically, even in challenging situations. By practicing NVC, we can create a more compassionate and inclusive world. 7.2.1 The principles of nonviolent communication. At the core of NVC are four key principles: observation, feelings, needs, and requests. These principles guide us in expressing ourselves authentically and listening deeply to others. Observation involves describing a situation without judgment or evaluation. By focusing on observable facts, we can avoid making assumptions or generalizations that can lead to misunderstandings. This principle encourages us to be specific and objective in our communication. Feelings are an essential aspect of NVC. By identifying and expressing our emotions, we can create a space for understanding and empathy. Acknowledging our feelings and sharing them honestly allows others to connect with us on a deeper level. Needs refer to the universal human needs that underlie our feelings. These needs include physical well-being, autonomy, connection, and many others. Recognizing and communicating our needs helps us understand ourselves better and enables others to understand what is important to us. Requests are the final step in the NVC process. After expressing our observations, feelings, and needs, we can make clear and specific requests to meet those needs. These requests are not demands but rather invitations for others to contribute to our well-being. By making requests instead of demands, we foster cooperation and understanding. 7.2.2 Applying nonviolent communication in daily life. Nonviolent communication can be applied in various aspects of our lives, including personal relationships, the workplace, and educational settings. By integrating NVC into our daily interactions, we can create more harmonious and respectful environments. In personal relationships, NVC can help us navigate conflicts and deepen our connections. By expressing our observations, feelings, needs, and requests, we can communicate our desires and concerns in a non-confrontational manner. This approach encourages active listening and empathy, fostering understanding and resolution. In the workplace, NVC can improve communication and collaboration among colleagues. By using NVC principles, individuals can express their needs and concerns without resorting to aggression or manipulation. This promotes a positive work environment where everyone feels heard and valued. In educational settings, NVC can enhance the learning experience for both students and teachers. By encouraging open and honest communication, educators can create a safe space for students to express their thoughts and feelings. NVC also helps students develop empathy and understanding, fostering a more inclusive and supportive learning environment. 7.2.3 Benefits of Nonviolent Communication. Practicing nonviolent communication offers numerous benefits for individuals and society as a whole. Firstly, NVC promotes empathy and understanding. By actively listening to others and expressing ourselves honestly, we can develop a deeper understanding of different perspectives. This empathy allows us to build stronger connections and resolve conflicts peacefully. Secondly, NVC fosters effective problem solving. By focusing on observations, feelings, needs, and requests, individuals can address issues constructively. This approach encourages collaboration and creative solutions, leading to more positive outcomes. Thirdly, NVC enhances self-awareness. By reflecting on our observations, feelings, and needs, we gain a better understanding of ourselves and our motivations. This self-awareness enables us to make conscious choices and act in alignment with our values. Lastly, NVC contributes to a more inclusive and tolerant society. By practicing nonviolent communication, we create spaces where diverse perspectives are valued and respected. This fosters a culture of tolerance and acceptance, promoting social harmony and reducing conflicts. 7.2.4 Challenges and Tips for Practicing Nonviolent Communication. While nonviolent communication offers many benefits, it can also present challenges. Here are some common challenges and tips for practicing NVC effectively. Emotional triggers. It can be challenging to remain calm and empathetic when faced with strong emotions. Take a moment to breathe and center yourself before responding. Practice self-empathy and remind yourself of the principles of NVC. Language barriers. Nonviolent communication relies on effective communication skills. When language barriers exist, use nonverbal cues, gestures, and visual aids to enhance understanding. Seek assistance from interpreters or translators if necessary. Resistance from others. Not everyone may be familiar with or open to nonviolent communication. Be patient and persistent in your practice, leading by example. Over time, others may become more receptive to this approach. Practice active listening. Listening is a crucial component of NVC. Practice active listening by giving your full attention, maintaining eye contact, and reflecting back what you hear. This demonstrates respect and encourages open dialogue. Seek support and practice. Joining NVC groups or workshops can provide valuable support and opportunities to practice the principles of nonviolent communication. Engage in role-playing exercises to strengthen your skills and gain confidence. By embracing nonviolent communication, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking in our interactions with others. This powerful tool enables us to express ourselves authentically, listen empathetically, and build bridges of understanding. Through NVC, we can create a more compassionate and inclusive world where differences are celebrated and conflicts are resolved peacefully. 7.3 Respectful communication. Respectful communication is a fundamental aspect of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves expressing oneself in a manner that acknowledges and values the perspectives and feelings of others. By engaging in respectful communication, individuals can foster understanding, build stronger relationships, and promote a more inclusive and tolerant society. 7.3.1 Active listening. Active listening is a crucial component of respectful communication. It involves fully focusing on and comprehending what the other person is saying, without interrupting or formulating a response prematurely. Active listening requires giving the speaker your undivided attention, maintaining eye contact, and using nonverbal cues to show that you are engaged in the conversation. To practice active listening, it is important to suspend judgment and avoid making assumptions about the speaker's intentions or beliefs. Instead, strive to understand their perspective by asking clarifying questions and paraphrasing their statements to ensure accurate comprehension. By actively listening, you demonstrate respect for the speaker and create an environment that encourages open and honest dialogue. 7.3.2 Empathetic communication. Empathetic communication goes beyond active listening by seeking to understand and share the emotions of others. It involves putting yourself in the speaker's shoes and imagining how they might be feeling in a particular situation. By empathizing with others, you can develop a deeper understanding of their experiences and perspectives, fostering a sense of connection and empathy. To practice empathetic communication, it is important to validate the speaker's emotions and experiences. Acknowledge their feelings and demonstrate empathy by using phrases such as, "I can understand why you might feel that way," or, "That sounds like a challenging situation." By showing empathy, you create a safe space for individuals to express themselves and feel heard, which is essential for building trust and fostering tolerance. 7.3.3 Nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication is a communication style that aims to resolve conflicts and promote understanding without resorting to aggression or hostility. It involves expressing oneself honestly and assertively while also considering the needs and feelings of others. Nonviolent communication emphasizes active listening, empathy, and finding mutually beneficial solutions. To practice nonviolent communication, it is important to use I statements to express your thoughts and feelings without blaming or criticizing others. For example, instead of saying, "You always make me feel ignored," you could say, "I feel ignored when I don't receive a response to my messages." Additionally, nonviolent communication encourages individuals to focus on specific behaviors or situations rather than making generalizations or assumptions about the other person. By adopting nonviolent communication techniques, individuals can engage in respectful and constructive conversations, even in challenging or conflict-ridden situations. This approach promotes understanding, reduces defensiveness, and encourages collaborative problem-solving, all of which are essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 7.3.4 Cultivating respectful communication. Cultivating respectful communication requires ongoing practice and self-awareness. Here are some strategies to help develop this essential skill. Mindful communication. Be mindful of your words and their potential impact on others. Choose your words carefully, considering how they may be interpreted by different individuals. Avoid derogatory language, stereotypes, and assumptions. Emotional regulation. Practice emotional regulation techniques to manage your emotions during conversations. Take deep breaths, count to 10, or step away temporarily if you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed or reactive. This will help you respond in a more composed and respectful manner. Open-mindedness. Approach conversations with an open mind and a willingness to consider different perspectives. Avoid dismissing or invalidating others' opinions, even if they differ from your own. Remember that respectful communication involves valuing diversity and embracing the richness of different viewpoints. Reflective listening. Engage in reflective listening by summarizing and paraphrasing the speaker's points to ensure accurate understanding. This demonstrates that you are actively listening and encourages the speaker to share more openly. Empathy and validation. Practice empathy by acknowledging and validating the emotions and experiences of others. Show genuine interest in their perspective and ask open-ended questions to encourage further exploration. Conflict resolution. Develop skills in conflict resolution to address disagreements in a respectful and constructive manner. Focus on finding common ground and mutually beneficial solutions rather than engaging in a win-lose mentality. By consistently practicing these strategies, individuals can enhance their ability to communicate respectfully and effectively. Respectful communication not only fosters tolerance and accurate thinking but also strengthens relationships, promotes understanding, and contributes to a more harmonious and inclusive society. Respectful communication is a powerful tool that can bridge divides, challenge biases, and promote empathy. By embracing this approach, individuals can contribute to a more tolerant and open-minded world, where accurate thinking and understanding thrive. 7.4 Communication and tolerance. Effective communication plays a crucial role in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It serves as a bridge that connects individuals with different perspectives, allowing for the exchange of ideas, understanding, and empathy. In this section, we will explore how communication can enhance tolerance and promote accurate thinking in various contexts. 7.4.1 Active listening and tolerance. Active listening is a fundamental aspect of effective communication that fosters tolerance. When we actively listen to others, we demonstrate respect for their viewpoints and experiences. By giving our full attention and genuinely seeking to understand their perspective, we create a safe space for open dialogue and mutual respect. Active listening involves more than just hearing the words being spoken. It requires us to be fully present, both mentally and emotionally, and to engage with the speaker's message. By doing so, we can gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts, feelings, and motivations, which in turn promotes empathy and tolerance. When we actively listen, we suspend judgment and refrain from interrupting or formulating our response prematurely. Instead, we focus on the speaker's words, body language, and tone of voice, allowing us to grasp the full meaning behind their message. This level of attentiveness not only enhances our understanding but also demonstrates our willingness to consider alternative perspectives. 7.4.2 Empathetic communication. Empathetic communication goes beyond active listening by incorporating emotional understanding and validation. It involves putting ourselves in the speaker's shoes and attempting to experience their emotions and thoughts. By doing so, we can establish a deeper connection and foster empathy, which is essential for tolerance. Empathetic communication requires us to acknowledge and validate the speaker's feelings, even if we may not agree with their perspective. By showing empathy, we create an environment where individuals feel heard, understood, and respected. This, in turn, encourages them to reciprocate and engage in a more open and tolerant dialogue. To practice empathetic communication, we can use phrases such as, "I understand how you feel," or, "That must have been challenging for you." By acknowledging and validating the speaker's emotions, we create a sense of trust and safety, enabling them to express themselves more freely. This approach fosters tolerance by promoting understanding and acceptance of diverse experiences and viewpoints. 7.4.3 Respectful communication. Respectful communication is another vital aspect of promoting tolerance. It involves expressing our thoughts and opinions in a manner that is considerate and mindful of others' feelings and perspectives. By choosing our words carefully and avoiding derogatory or offensive language, we create an atmosphere of respect and dignity. Respectful communication requires us to be aware of our tone, body language, and nonverbal cues. It is important to convey our message assertively yet respectfully, without belittling or dismissing the views of others. By doing so, we encourage open dialogue and create a space where diverse opinions can be shared without fear of judgment or hostility. In respectful communication, we also practice active listening and empathy. We give others the opportunity to express themselves fully and ensure that their voices are heard and valued. By treating others with respect, we foster an environment that promotes tolerance, understanding, and accurate thinking. 7.4.4 Constructive feedback and tolerance. Constructive feedback is an essential component of effective communication that contributes to tolerance and accurate thinking. When providing feedback, it is crucial to focus on the behavior or idea being discussed rather than attacking the individual. By offering feedback in a constructive and non-threatening manner, we encourage open-mindedness and growth. Constructive feedback involves highlighting both strengths and areas for improvement. It is important to provide specific examples and suggestions for growth while maintaining a supportive and non-judgmental tone. By doing so, we create an environment where individuals feel empowered to learn and develop their ideas, fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. Receiving constructive feedback also requires tolerance. It involves being open to different perspectives and recognizing that feedback is an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. By actively listening to feedback and considering it with an open mind, we can enhance our understanding and develop more accurate thinking. 7.4.5 Conflict resolution and tolerance. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, but how we handle it can significantly impact tolerance and accurate thinking. Effective communication skills are crucial in resolving conflicts in a respectful and constructive manner. When conflicts arise, it is important to approach them with an open mind and a willingness to understand the perspectives of all parties involved. Active listening, empathy, and respectful communication play a vital role in de-escalating conflicts and finding common ground. Conflict resolution requires us to separate the person from the problem and focus on the issues at hand. By reframing conflicts as opportunities for growth and understanding, we can foster tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves seeking win-win solutions that address the concerns of all parties involved and promote mutual respect. In conclusion, communication is a powerful tool for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. Active listening, empathetic communication, respectful communication, constructive feedback, and conflict resolution all contribute to creating an environment that values diverse perspectives and promotes understanding. By honing our communication skills, we can foster tolerance, empathy, and accurate thinking in various aspects of our lives, including relationships, workplaces, education, and society as a whole. 8. Cultivating open-mindedness. 8.1 The benefits of open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is a valuable trait that allows individuals to approach new ideas, perspectives, and experiences without prejudice or judgment. It is the willingness to consider alternative viewpoints and to challenge one's own beliefs and assumptions. In the context of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, open-mindedness plays a crucial role in expanding our understanding of the world and promoting empathy and acceptance. 8.1.1 Expanding knowledge and understanding. One of the key benefits of open-mindedness is the opportunity to expand our knowledge and understanding. When we approach new ideas or perspectives with an open mind, we allow ourselves to learn and grow. By being receptive to different viewpoints, we can gain insights that we may have otherwise missed. Open-mindedness encourages us to explore diverse perspectives, which can lead to a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues. 8.1.2 Fostering empathy and compassion. Open-mindedness is closely linked to empathy and compassion. When we are open-minded, we are more likely to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and understand their experiences and emotions. This ability to empathize with others fosters compassion and helps build stronger connections with people from different backgrounds. By embracing open-mindedness, we can break down barriers and promote a more inclusive and understanding society. 8.1.3 Enhancing critical thinking skills. Open-mindedness is a fundamental aspect of critical thinking. It allows us to approach information and ideas with a discerning eye, questioning assumptions and evaluating evidence. By being open to different perspectives, we can critically analyze arguments and make more informed decisions. Open-mindedness encourages us to consider multiple viewpoints, which strengthens our critical thinking skills and helps us avoid cognitive biases that can hinder accurate thinking. 8.1.4 Encouraging innovation and creativity. Open-mindedness is essential for fostering innovation and creativity. When we are open to new ideas and perspectives, we create an environment that encourages the generation of innovative solutions. By embracing diverse viewpoints, we can challenge conventional thinking and explore new possibilities. Open-mindedness allows us to break free from rigid patterns of thought and opens the door to creative problem-solving and fresh insights. 8.1.5 Building stronger relationships. Open-mindedness is a key ingredient in building strong and meaningful relationships. When we approach others with an open mind, we demonstrate respect and acceptance for their perspectives and experiences. This fosters trust and creates a safe space for open and honest communication. Open-mindedness allows us to bridge differences and find common ground, strengthening our relationships and promoting a sense of unity and understanding. 8.1.6 Promoting personal growth and development. Open-mindedness is an essential component of personal growth and development. By being open to new ideas and perspectives, we challenge ourselves to step outside of our comfort zones and expand our horizons. Open-mindedness encourages us to question our own beliefs and biases, leading to personal growth and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It allows us to continuously learn and evolve, fostering a growth mindset that is essential for success and fulfillment. 8.1.7 Nurturing a culture of tolerance and acceptance. Open-mindedness is a cornerstone of a tolerant and accepting society. When individuals embrace open-mindedness, they contribute to creating an environment where diversity is celebrated and differences are respected. Open-mindedness encourages dialogue and understanding, fostering a culture of tolerance and acceptance. By promoting open-mindedness, we can work towards breaking down barriers and building a more inclusive and harmonious society. In conclusion, open-mindedness brings numerous benefits to individuals and society as a whole. It expands our knowledge and understanding, fosters empathy and compassion, enhances critical thinking skills, encourages innovation and creativity, builds stronger relationships, promotes personal growth and development, and nurtures a culture of tolerance and acceptance. By cultivating open-mindedness, we can create a more inclusive and harmonious world where accurate thinking and tolerance thrive. 8.2 Overcoming closed-mindedness. Closed-mindedness is a common barrier to tolerance and accurate thinking. When we are closed-minded, we are unwilling or unable to consider alternative perspectives, ideas, or information that challenge our existing beliefs or opinions. This rigidity in thinking can hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance and engage in accurate thinking. 8.2.1 The nature of closed-mindedness. Closed-mindedness often stems from a fear of change or a desire to protect our existing beliefs and values. It can manifest in various ways, such as confirmation bias. We seek out information that confirms our preconceived notions and ignore or dismiss evidence that contradicts them. This selective attention reinforces our existing beliefs and prevents us from considering alternative viewpoints. Stereotyping. We categorize people or ideas into simplistic and often negative stereotypes, which allows us to dismiss them without engaging in thoughtful consideration. Stereotyping limits our ability to see the complexity and diversity of individuals and ideas. Cognitive dissonance. When faced with information that challenges our beliefs, we experience discomfort and may reject or rationalize it to maintain consistency. This cognitive dissonance prevents us from critically examining our own beliefs and considering alternative perspectives. Emotional reasoning. We rely on our emotions rather than logical reasoning to evaluate information or make judgments. This emotional bias can cloud our judgment and prevent us from objectively considering different viewpoints. 8.2.2 The consequences of closed-mindedness. Closed-mindedness has significant consequences for both individuals and society as a whole. When we are closed-minded, we limit our personal growth and development by shutting ourselves off from new ideas and perspectives. This can lead to intellectual stagnation and a narrow worldview. On a societal level, closed-mindedness contributes to polarization, conflict, and the perpetuation of stereotypes and biases. It hinders constructive dialogue and prevents the exploration of innovative solutions to complex problems. Closed-mindedness can also lead to discrimination, prejudice, and the marginalization of certain groups. 8.2.3 Strategies for overcoming closed-mindedness. Overcoming closed-mindedness requires a conscious effort to challenge our own beliefs and biases. Here are some strategies to cultivate open-mindedness. Self-reflection. Take the time to reflect on your own beliefs and biases. Ask yourself why you hold certain beliefs and whether they are based on evidence or personal experiences. Be open to the possibility that your beliefs may be flawed or incomplete. Seek out diverse perspectives. Actively seek out information and perspectives that challenge your own. Engage with individuals who have different backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs. This exposure to diverse viewpoints can broaden your understanding and help you develop empathy and tolerance. Practice active listening. When engaging in conversations or debates, practice active listening. Suspend judgment and genuinely try to understand the other person's perspective. Ask open-ended questions and seek clarification to gain a deeper understanding of their viewpoint. Embrace intellectual humility. Recognize that you do not have all the answers and that your beliefs are subject to change and revision. Embracing intellectual humility allows you to approach new information with an open mind and consider alternative viewpoints without feeling threatened. Challenge your own biases. Be aware of your own biases and actively challenge them. Question the assumptions and stereotypes you hold about certain groups or ideas. Engage in critical self-reflection and examine the evidence that supports or contradicts your biases. Practice empathy. Cultivate empathy by putting yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to understand their experiences and perspectives. Empathy allows you to connect with others on a deeper level and fosters tolerance and understanding. Engage in critical thinking. Develop your critical thinking skills to evaluate information objectively and critically. Learn to recognize logical fallacies, analyze evidence, and consider alternative explanations. Critical thinking helps you overcome cognitive biases and make more informed decisions. 8.2.4 The journey to open-mindedness. Overcoming closed-mindedness is a lifelong journey that requires continuous self-reflection and effort. It is important to recognize that open-mindedness does not mean abandoning your own beliefs or values. Instead, it involves being willing to consider alternative perspectives and being open to changing your beliefs based on new evidence and information. By actively working to overcome closed-mindedness, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. We can develop a greater appreciation for diversity, engage in constructive dialogue, and contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society. Open-mindedness is a powerful tool that allows us to grow intellectually, emotionally, and socially, and it is essential for fostering a culture of tolerance and accurate thinking. 8.3 Practicing open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is a crucial skill that goes hand in hand with tolerance and accurate thinking. It is the ability to approach new ideas, perspectives, and information without preconceived notions or biases. Open-mindedness allows us to consider different viewpoints, challenge our own beliefs, and engage in meaningful dialogue with others. In this section, we will explore the importance of practicing open-mindedness and how it can enhance our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. 8.3.1 The value of open-mindedness. Open-mindedness is a valuable trait that enables us to expand our knowledge, broaden our perspectives, and foster a deeper understanding of the world around us. When we approach new ideas with an open mind, we are more likely to embrace diversity, challenge our own assumptions, and seek out alternative viewpoints. This willingness to explore different perspectives allows us to grow intellectually and emotionally, leading to personal and societal growth. By practicing open-mindedness, we create an environment that encourages dialogue and collaboration. It promotes a culture of respect, empathy, and inclusivity, where individuals feel safe to express their thoughts and opinions without fear of judgment or rejection. Open-mindedness also fosters creativity and innovation, as it encourages the exploration of new ideas and approaches. 8.3.2 Cultivating open-mindedness. Cultivating open-mindedness requires conscious effort and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. Here are some strategies to help you practice open-mindedness. Challenge your assumptions. Recognize that your beliefs and opinions are not absolute truths. Take the time to question your own assumptions and consider alternative perspectives. Engage in critical thinking and seek out evidence and information that may challenge your existing beliefs. Seek out diverse perspectives. Actively seek out diverse voices and perspectives. Engage in conversations with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. Listen attentively to their viewpoints and try to understand their perspectives without judgment. Embrace curiosity. Cultivate a sense of curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. Be open to learning new things and exploring unfamiliar topics. Ask questions and actively seek out information that may challenge or expand your understanding. Practice active listening. Truly listening to others is an essential aspect of open-mindedness. Practice active listening by giving your full attention to the speaker, suspending judgment, and seeking to understand their point of view. Avoid interrupting or dismissing their ideas prematurely. Engage in respectful debate. Engaging in respectful debate allows for the exchange of ideas and the exploration of different perspectives. Approach debates with an open mind, focusing on understanding the other person's viewpoint rather than trying to prove them wrong. Maintain a respectful and constructive tone throughout the discussion. Be aware of cognitive biases. Recognize and challenge your own cognitive biases. We all have inherent biases that can influence our thinking and decision-making. By being aware of these biases, we can consciously work to overcome them and approach situations with a more open mind. Practice empathy. Empathy is closely linked to open-mindedness. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and try to understand their experiences, emotions, and perspectives. This empathetic approach allows for greater understanding and compassion towards others. 8.3.3 Open-mindedness and tolerance. Open-mindedness and tolerance are closely intertwined. When we practice open-mindedness, we are more likely to embrace diversity and respect the rights and beliefs of others. Open-mindedness allows us to challenge our own biases and prejudices, leading to a greater acceptance of different cultures, religions, and lifestyles. By cultivating open-mindedness, we create an environment that fosters tolerance and inclusivity. We become more willing to engage in meaningful dialogue with those who hold different opinions, seeking common ground and understanding. Open-mindedness also enables us to recognize and challenge stereotypes and biases that may hinder our ability to be tolerant. In conclusion, practicing open-mindedness is essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It allows us to challenge our own beliefs, embrace diversity, and engage in respectful dialogue with others. By actively seeking out different perspectives and being open to new ideas, we can foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. Open-mindedness is a skill that can be developed and honed through conscious effort and a commitment to personal growth. 8.4 Open-mindedness and tolerance. Open-mindedness and tolerance are closely intertwined concepts that play a crucial role in fostering a more inclusive and harmonious society. In this section, we will explore the relationship between open-mindedness and tolerance, and how cultivating open-mindedness can enhance our ability to practice tolerance in various aspects of life. 8.4.1 The connection between open-mindedness and tolerance. Open-mindedness can be defined as the willingness to consider and accept new ideas, perspectives, and information without prejudice or bias. It involves being receptive to different viewpoints, even if they challenge our existing beliefs or opinions. Tolerance, on the other hand, refers to the acceptance and respect for the diversity of individuals and their ideas, regardless of their background, beliefs, or values. Open-mindedness and tolerance go hand in hand because an open mind allows us to embrace and appreciate the differences that exist among people. When we are open-minded, we are more likely to approach others with empathy and understanding, which are essential components of tolerance. By being open to different perspectives, we can overcome our own biases and preconceived notions, enabling us to engage in respectful and inclusive interactions. 8.4.2 The benefits of open-mindedness in fostering tolerance. Cultivating open-mindedness has numerous benefits when it comes to promoting tolerance. Here are some ways in which open-mindedness enhances our ability to practice tolerance. 1. Increased empathy. Open-mindedness allows us to put ourselves in the shoes of others and understand their experiences and perspectives. This empathy enables us to appreciate the value of diversity and treat others with respect and acceptance, regardless of our differences. 2. Challenging stereotypes and biases. An open mind encourages us to question and challenge stereotypes and biases that may hinder our ability to be tolerant. By critically examining our own beliefs and assumptions, we can break free from the limitations imposed by stereotypes and develop a more inclusive mindset. 3. Improved communication. Open-mindedness fosters effective communication by creating an environment where individuals feel safe to express their thoughts and opinions. When we approach conversations with an open mind, we are more likely to listen actively, seek common ground, and find constructive solutions to conflicts. 4. Enhanced problem-solving skills. Open-mindedness enables us to consider a wide range of perspectives and ideas when solving problems. By embracing diverse viewpoints, we can tap into a wealth of knowledge and experiences, leading to more innovative and inclusive solutions. 5. Strengthened relationships. Open-mindedness is essential for building and maintaining positive relationships. When we are open to different perspectives, we can connect with others on a deeper level, fostering trust, understanding, and mutual respect. This, in turn, strengthens our ability to navigate conflicts and build bridges across differences. 8.4.3 Cultivating open-mindedness to enhance tolerance. Developing open-mindedness is a lifelong journey that requires conscious effort and practice. Here are some strategies to cultivate open-mindedness and enhance tolerance. 1. Self-reflection. Engage in regular self-reflection to identify and challenge your own biases and assumptions. Reflect on how your beliefs and experiences may influence your perception of others and be open to reevaluating your perspectives. 2. Seek diverse experiences. Expose yourself to diverse cultures, ideas, and perspectives. Engage in activities that allow you to interact with people from different backgrounds, such as attending cultural events, participating in community initiatives, or joining diverse discussion groups. 3. Practice active listening. Develop active listening skills to truly understand and appreciate the viewpoints of others. Avoid interrupting or dismissing ideas prematurely. Instead, focus on listening attentively, asking clarifying questions, and seeking to understand before forming judgments. 4. Embrace intellectual humility. Recognize that no one has all the answers and that there is always room for growth and learning. Embrace intellectual humility by being open to changing your mind when presented with new evidence or perspectives. 5. Engage in constructive dialogue. Engage in respectful and constructive dialogue with others, even when you disagree. Approach conversations with curiosity and a genuine desire to understand different viewpoints. Focus on finding common ground and building bridges rather than trying to prove yourself right. 6. Practice empathy. Cultivate empathy by putting yourself in the shoes of others and trying to understand their experiences and emotions. This will help you develop a deeper appreciation for the diversity of human experiences and foster a more tolerant mindset. 7. Challenge confirmation bias. Be aware of confirmation bias, which is the tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs. Actively seek out diverse sources of information and intentionally expose yourself to viewpoints that challenge your own. 8. Foster a growth mindset. Adopt a growth mindset, which embraces the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset encourages open-mindedness and a willingness to consider alternative perspectives and ideas. By actively cultivating open-mindedness, we can create a more tolerant and inclusive society. Open-mindedness allows us to appreciate the richness of diversity, challenge our own biases, and engage in respectful and empathetic interactions with others. Through open-mindedness, we can foster a culture of tolerance and accurate thinking, leading to a more harmonious and understanding world. 9. Understanding bias and stereotypes. 9.1 Recognizing bias. Bias is a natural part of human cognition. It refers to the tendency to favor or hold a particular perspective or opinion, often without conscious awareness. Bias can influence our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and it can have a significant impact on our ability to cultivate tolerance and engage in accurate thinking. 9.1.1 Understanding bias. Bias can manifest in various forms, including cognitive biases, social biases, and cultural biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that occur as a result of our brain's attempt to simplify complex information processing. Social biases, on the other hand, are biases that arise from our interactions with others in the social groups to which we belong. Cultural biases are biases that stem from the values, beliefs, and norms of our culture. Recognizing bias is an essential step in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It allows us to become aware of our own biases and understand how they may influence our perceptions, judgments, and interactions with others. By acknowledging our biases, we can begin to challenge them and develop a more open-minded and inclusive perspective. 9.1.2 Types of bias. There are numerous types of bias that can affect our thinking and behavior. Some common types of bias include confirmation bias. This bias occurs when we seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts them. Confirmation bias can lead to a narrow and one-sided view of the world, hindering our ability to consider alternative perspectives. Stereotyping. Stereotyping involves making generalizations or assumptions about a group of people based on their perceived characteristics or attributes. Stereotypes can be based on race, gender, age, religion, or other factors. Stereotyping can lead to prejudice and discrimination, as it oversimplifies and devalues the diversity and individuality of people within a group. Availability bias. The availability bias refers to our tendency to rely on information that is readily available in our memory when making judgments or decisions. This bias can lead to distorted perceptions and inaccurate assessments of situations, as we may give more weight to information that is easily accessible, even if it is not representative or reliable. Anchoring bias. The anchoring bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter when making judgments or decisions. This bias can lead to an overemphasis on initial impressions or data, preventing us from considering alternative possibilities or adjusting our thinking based on new information. In-group bias. In-group bias refers to our tendency to favor and show preferential treatment towards individuals who belong to the same social group as us. This bias can lead to the exclusion or marginalization of individuals from different groups, perpetuating stereotypes and reinforcing social divisions. 9.1.3 The impact of bias. Bias can have far-reaching consequences on both individuals and society as a whole. It can contribute to discrimination, prejudice, and social inequality. When bias goes unchecked, it can lead to the perpetuation of stereotypes, the marginalization of certain groups, and the reinforcement of existing power structures. On an individual level, bias can limit our ability to engage in accurate thinking and make informed decisions. It can cloud our judgment, prevent us from considering alternative perspectives, and hinder our capacity for empathy and understanding. Bias can also strain relationships and create barriers to effective communication and collaboration. 9.1.4 Challenging bias. Challenging bias requires a conscious effort to recognize and confront our own biases. Here are some strategies to help recognize and challenge bias. Self-reflection. Take the time to reflect on your own beliefs, values, and assumptions. Consider how they may influence your perceptions and interactions with others. Be open to questioning and reevaluating your own biases. Seek diverse perspectives. Actively seek out diverse perspectives and experiences. Engage in conversations with people from different backgrounds and cultures. Listen attentively and try to understand their viewpoints without judgment. Educate yourself. Learn about different cultures, religions, and social issues. Read books, watch documentaries, and engage in discussions that broaden your understanding of the world. Challenge stereotypes and misconceptions by seeking accurate information. Practice empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others and try to understand their experiences and emotions. Cultivate empathy by actively listening, showing compassion, and considering the impact of your words and actions on others. Question assumptions. Challenge your own assumptions and preconceived notions. Ask yourself why you hold certain beliefs and whether they are based on evidence or stereotypes. Be open to changing your perspective based on new information. Engage in critical thinking. Develop your critical thinking skills to evaluate information objectively and critically. Consider multiple sources of information, analyze evidence, and question the validity of arguments. Be aware of logical fallacies and biases that may influence your thinking. 9.1.5 Overcoming bias for tolerance. Recognizing and challenging bias is crucial for cultivating tolerance. By acknowledging our biases and actively working to overcome them, we can develop a more inclusive and accepting mindset. Here are some ways in which overcoming bias can contribute to tolerance. Increased understanding. Overcoming bias allows us to gain a deeper understanding of others' perspectives and experiences. It enables us to recognize the value of diversity and appreciate the richness that different cultures, beliefs, and backgrounds bring to society. Empathy and compassion. Overcoming bias fosters empathy and compassion towards others. It helps us recognize the shared humanity and interconnectedness of all individuals, promoting kindness, understanding, and respect. Reduced prejudice and discrimination. Challenging bias helps to break down stereotypes and reduce prejudice and discrimination. It encourages us to treat others as individuals rather than making assumptions based on group characteristics. Effective communication. Overcoming bias enhances our ability to communicate effectively with people from diverse backgrounds. It allows us to listen attentively, understand different perspectives, and engage in respectful and inclusive dialogue. Building bridges. Overcoming bias enables us to build bridges across differences and foster meaningful connections with others. It promotes collaboration, cooperation, and the creation of inclusive communities where everyone feels valued and respected. Recognizing bias is an ongoing process that requires self-reflection, education, and a commitment to challenging our own assumptions and beliefs. By actively working to overcome bias, we can cultivate tolerance, promote accurate thinking, and contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society. 9.2 The impact of stereotypes. Stereotypes are deeply ingrained beliefs or assumptions about certain groups of people based on their characteristics, such as race, gender, religion, or nationality. These stereotypes often oversimplify and generalize the traits and behaviors of individuals within these groups, leading to biased judgments and discriminatory actions. Stereotypes can have a significant impact on both the individuals being stereotyped and the society as a whole. In this section, we will explore the various ways in which stereotypes can influence our thinking and behavior, and the importance of challenging and overcoming these biases. 9.2.1 Stereotypes and cognitive biases. Stereotypes are closely related to cognitive biases, which are systematic errors in thinking that can affect our judgment and decision-making processes. One common cognitive bias associated with stereotypes is the confirmation bias. This bias leads us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and stereotypes while ignoring or dismissing evidence that contradicts them. For example, if we hold a stereotype that all members of a certain ethnic group are lazy, we may selectively notice instances that support this belief while disregarding examples of hardworking individuals from the same group. Another cognitive bias related to stereotypes is the availability heuristic. This bias occurs when we rely on easily accessible information or examples that come to mind when making judgments or decisions. Stereotypes, being widely held and reinforced by society, are often readily available in our minds. As a result, we may rely on these stereotypes to make assumptions about individuals without considering their unique qualities and experiences. 9.2.2 Stereotypes and perception. Stereotypes can significantly influence how we perceive and interpret the actions and behaviors of others. When we encounter someone who belongs to a group that we hold stereotypes about, our perception may be biased, leading us to interpret their actions in line with our preconceived notions. This can result in unfair judgments and misinterpretations of their intentions. For example, if we hold a stereotype that women are not as competent in leadership roles as men, we may perceive a female manager's assertiveness as bossiness or aggression, while the same behavior from a male manager may be seen as confident and decisive. These biased perceptions can lead to unequal treatment and hinder the advancement of individuals who do not conform to the stereotypes associated with their group. 9.2.3 Stereotypes and self-fulfilling prophecies. Stereotypes can also create self-fulfilling prophecies, where individuals internalize and conform to the expectations placed upon them based on their group membership. When people are constantly exposed to negative stereotypes about their abilities or characteristics, they may start to believe and embody these stereotypes, leading to a decrease in self-confidence and performance. For instance, if a student from a marginalized community is repeatedly told that they are not intelligent or capable of academic success, they may internalize these beliefs and perform poorly in school. This self-fulfilling prophecy perpetuates the stereotype and reinforces the biased beliefs held by others. 9.2.4 Stereotypes and interactions. Stereotypes can also impact our interactions with others, leading to prejudice, discrimination, and social exclusion. When we hold stereotypes about a particular group, we may treat individuals from that group differently, based solely on their group membership, rather than their individual qualities or actions. This can result in unfair treatment, unequal opportunities, and the perpetuation of social inequalities. For example, if a hiring manager holds a stereotype that older workers are less adaptable and technologically savvy, they may be less likely to hire older job applicants, even if they possess the necessary skills and experience. This discriminatory behavior not only affects the individuals being stereotyped but also perpetuates ageism in the workplace. 9.2.5 Challenging stereotypes. Challenging and overcoming stereotypes is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It requires a conscious effort to recognize and question our own biases and assumptions about others. Here are some strategies to challenge stereotypes. Education and awareness. Educate yourself about different cultures, religions, and social groups to gain a deeper understanding of their diversity and complexity. Engage in conversations, read books, and watch documentaries that challenge stereotypes and provide alternative perspectives. Personal reflection. Reflect on your own biases and stereotypes. Consider the origins of these beliefs and how they may have been influenced by societal norms, media portrayals, or personal experiences. Question the validity of these stereotypes and challenge yourself to see individuals as unique and multifaceted. Empathy and perspective taking. Practice empathy by putting yourself in the shoes of others and trying to understand their experiences and perspectives. This can help break down stereotypes by fostering a deeper connection and appreciation for the individuality of others. Diverse interactions. Seek out opportunities to interact with individuals from different backgrounds and cultures. Engage in meaningful conversations, listen actively, and be open to learning from their experiences. Building relationships based on mutual respect and understanding can help challenge stereotypes and promote tolerance. Media literacy. Be critical of the media messages and representations you consume. Recognize that media often perpetuates stereotypes and biases. Seek out diverse and inclusive media that challenges these stereotypes and provides a more accurate portrayal of different groups. By actively challenging stereotypes and promoting accurate thinking, we can create a more inclusive and tolerant society. It is through understanding and appreciating the uniqueness of individuals that we can break down barriers, foster empathy, and cultivate a more harmonious world. 9.3 Challenging bias and stereotypes. Bias and stereotypes are deeply ingrained in our society and can have a significant impact on our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. They can shape our perceptions of others, influence our decision-making processes, and contribute to the perpetuation of inequality and discrimination. Challenging bias and stereotypes is an essential step in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 9.3.1 Recognizing bias and stereotypes. Before we can challenge bias and stereotypes, it is crucial to recognize and acknowledge their existence. Bias refers to the tendency to favor or hold a particular perspective or opinion, often without conscious awareness. Stereotypes, on the other hand, are generalizations or assumptions made about a group of people based on their characteristics or attributes. Bias and stereotypes can manifest in various forms, such as racial, gender, religious, or cultural biases. They can be explicit and overt, but they can also be subtle and implicit, deeply ingrained in our subconscious minds. Recognizing bias and stereotypes requires self-reflection and a willingness to examine our own beliefs and attitudes. 9.3.2 Understanding the impact of bias and stereotypes. Bias and stereotypes can have far-reaching consequences, both on an individual and societal level. They can lead to discrimination, prejudice, and exclusion, perpetuating inequalities and marginalizing certain groups. When we rely on biased thinking and stereotypes, we limit our ability to see individuals as unique and diverse human beings, instead reducing them to simplistic categories. On an individual level, bias and stereotypes can lead to unfair judgments, missed opportunities for meaningful connections, and a limited understanding of the world. They can also contribute to self-fulfilling prophecies, where individuals internalize the stereotypes placed upon them and conform to societal expectations. 9.3.3 Challenging bias and stereotypes. Challenging bias and stereotypes requires a conscious effort to question our assumptions, challenge our preconceived notions, and seek out diverse perspectives. Here are some strategies to help challenge bias and stereotypes. 9.3.3.1 Self-reflection. Start by examining your own biases and stereotypes. Reflect on your beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions about different groups of people. Ask yourself where these biases come from and how they may influence your thoughts and actions. Engage in honest self-reflection and be open to acknowledging and challenging your own biases. 9.3.3.2 Educate yourself. Expand your knowledge and understanding of different cultures, religions, and identities. Read books, watch documentaries, and engage in conversations with individuals from diverse backgrounds. Seek out reliable sources of information and challenge any misconceptions or stereotypes you may have held. 9.3.3.3 Challenge stereotypes. When you encounter stereotypes, whether in media, conversations, or your own thoughts, challenge them. Ask yourself if the stereotype is based on accurate information or if it is a generalization that overlooks the diversity within a group. Look for counterexamples that defy the stereotype and challenge others when they perpetuate stereotypes. 9.3.3.4 Seek diverse perspectives. Actively seek out diverse perspectives and experiences. Engage in conversations with individuals from different backgrounds, listen to their stories, and try to understand their unique perspectives. This can help challenge your own biases and broaden your understanding of the world. 9.3.3.5 Empathy and perspective taking. Developing empathy and practicing perspective taking can also help challenge bias and stereotypes. Put yourself in someone else's shoes and try to understand their experiences, challenges, and aspirations. This can help humanize individuals who may have been reduced to stereotypes in your mind. 9.3.3.6 Addressing unconscious bias. Unconscious biases are deeply ingrained and can be challenging to overcome. However, by becoming aware of them, we can take steps to mitigate their impact. Engage in unconscious bias training, participate in workshops, and actively work towards recognizing and addressing your own unconscious biases. 9.3.4 Bias, stereotypes, and tolerance. Challenging bias and stereotypes is closely linked to cultivating tolerance. By challenging our biases and stereotypes, we open ourselves up to understanding and accepting others who may be different from us. Tolerance requires us to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background or identity. When we challenge bias and stereotypes, we create space for empathy, understanding, and respect. We move away from judgment and prejudice and towards a more inclusive and equitable society. By actively working to challenge bias and stereotypes, we contribute to the cultivation of tolerance and accurate thinking in ourselves and in the world around us. In the next chapter, we will explore the importance of promoting inclusivity and creating environments that embrace diversity. We will discuss strategies for addressing discrimination and prejudice and promoting diversity and inclusion in various contexts. 9.4 Bias, stereotypes, and tolerance. Bias and stereotypes are deeply ingrained in our society and can have a significant impact on our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. In this section, we will explore the relationship between bias, stereotypes, and tolerance, and discuss strategies for challenging and overcoming these barriers. 9.4.1 Understanding bias. Bias refers to the tendency to favor or hold a particular perspective or opinion, often without conscious awareness. It is a natural human inclination that can influence our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Bias can manifest in various forms, such as racial bias, gender bias, confirmation bias, and many others. Bias can be both explicit and implicit. Explicit bias is conscious and deliberate, while implicit bias is unconscious and automatic. Implicit biases are often formed through societal conditioning and can be deeply ingrained in our subconscious. These biases can shape our perceptions, judgments, and interactions with others. 9.4.2 The impact of stereotypes. Stereotypes are generalized beliefs or assumptions about a particular group of people. They are often based on limited information or personal experiences and can lead to unfair judgments and discriminatory behavior. Stereotypes can be harmful as they perpetuate biases and contribute to the marginalization and exclusion of certain individuals or communities. Stereotypes can be reinforced through media, cultural norms, and social interactions. They can create barriers to understanding and empathy, as they oversimplify and categorize people based on their race, gender, religion, or other characteristics. Stereotypes can lead to prejudice, discrimination, and the perpetuation of harmful biases. 9.4.3 Challenging bias and stereotypes. Challenging bias and stereotypes is essential for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. It requires a willingness to examine our own biases and question the assumptions we hold about others. Here are some strategies to help challenge bias and stereotypes. 9.4.3.1 Self-reflection. Self-reflection is a crucial first step in challenging bias and stereotypes. It involves examining our own beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions about different groups of people. By becoming aware of our biases, we can actively work towards overcoming them and cultivating a more tolerant mindset. 9.4.3.2 Education and exposure. Education and exposure to diverse perspectives are powerful tools for challenging bias and stereotypes. By learning about different cultures, religions, and experiences, we can gain a more nuanced understanding of others and challenge the stereotypes we may hold. Engaging in conversations with individuals from different backgrounds can also help broaden our perspectives and challenge our preconceived notions. 9.4.3.3 Empathy and perspective taking. Empathy and perspective taking are essential for challenging bias and stereotypes. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and trying to understand their experiences and emotions, we can develop a deeper sense of empathy and compassion. This can help break down stereotypes and foster more inclusive and tolerant attitudes. 9.4.3.4 Critical thinking. Critical thinking skills are invaluable in challenging bias and stereotypes. By critically examining the information we receive and questioning its validity, we can avoid falling into the trap of accepting stereotypes without question. Critical thinking allows us to evaluate evidence, consider alternative viewpoints, and make more informed judgments. 9.4.4 Bias, stereotypes, and tolerance. Bias and stereotypes pose significant challenges to cultivating tolerance. They can create barriers to understanding, empathy, and respectful communication. However, by actively challenging bias and stereotypes, we can foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. Here are some ways in which tolerance can help overcome bias and stereotypes. 9.4.4.1 Promoting understanding and acceptance. Tolerance encourages us to embrace diversity and accept others for who they are, regardless of their background or characteristics. By cultivating tolerance, we can challenge the biases and stereotypes that perpetuate discrimination and exclusion. Tolerance promotes understanding and encourages us to seek common ground with others, fostering a more inclusive and harmonious society. 9.4.4.2 Fostering empathy and compassion. Tolerance and empathy go hand in hand. When we practice tolerance, we strive to understand and empathize with others, even if their perspectives or experiences differ from our own. By fostering empathy and compassion, we can break down the barriers created by bias and stereotypes and build bridges of understanding and acceptance. 9.4.4.3 Encouraging open-mindedness. Tolerance requires open-mindedness and a willingness to challenge our own beliefs and assumptions. By embracing different perspectives and being open to new ideas, we can overcome the limitations imposed by bias and stereotypes. Open-mindedness allows us to engage in respectful dialogue, learn from others, and cultivate accurate thinking. 9.4.4.4 Promoting equality and justice. Tolerance is closely linked to the principles of equality and justice. By challenging bias and stereotypes, we can work towards creating a more equitable society where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Tolerance helps us recognize and address the systemic biases and inequalities that perpetuate discrimination and social injustice. In conclusion, bias and stereotypes can hinder our ability to cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking. By challenging these barriers through self-reflection, education, empathy, and critical thinking, we can foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. Tolerance plays a crucial role in breaking down the walls created by bias and stereotypes, promoting understanding, empathy, and equality. 10. Promoting inclusivity. 10.1 Creating inclusive environments. Creating inclusive environments is essential for fostering tolerance and promoting accurate thinking. In an inclusive environment, individuals from diverse backgrounds feel valued, respected, and included. It is a space where everyone's perspectives, experiences, and identities are acknowledged and celebrated. By creating such environments, we can break down barriers, challenge biases, and cultivate a culture of acceptance and understanding. 10.1.1 The importance of inclusion. Inclusion is crucial because it allows individuals to feel a sense of belonging and acceptance. When people feel included, they are more likely to contribute their unique perspectives and ideas, leading to innovation and growth. Inclusive environments also promote collaboration and cooperation, as individuals from different backgrounds come together to work towards common goals. Moreover, inclusion helps to challenge stereotypes and biases. By creating spaces where diverse voices are heard and respected, we can break down preconceived notions and foster accurate thinking. Inclusive environments encourage individuals to question their assumptions and engage in critical reflection, leading to a more open-minded and tolerant society. 10.1.2 Addressing discrimination and prejudice. To create inclusive environments, it is crucial to address discrimination and prejudice head-on. Discrimination can take many forms, including racism, sexism, homophobia, ableism, and religious intolerance. It is essential to recognize and challenge these biases to ensure that everyone feels safe and valued. One way to address discrimination is through education and awareness. By providing training and workshops on diversity, equity, and inclusion, individuals can gain a better understanding of the experiences and challenges faced by marginalized groups. This knowledge can help to dismantle stereotypes and promote empathy and understanding. Additionally, it is important to establish clear policies and procedures that promote inclusivity and prohibit discrimination. Organizations and institutions should have zero-tolerance policies for any form of discrimination and should actively work towards creating an environment where everyone feels respected and valued. 10.1.3 Promoting diversity and inclusion. Promoting diversity and inclusion requires intentional efforts to ensure that individuals from all backgrounds are represented and included. This can be achieved through various strategies. Recruitment and hiring. Actively seek out candidates from diverse backgrounds and ensure that the hiring process is fair and unbiased. Consider implementing diversity quotas or targets to ensure representation. Training and development. Provide ongoing training and development opportunities that promote cultural competence and inclusive practices. This can include workshops on unconscious bias, cultural sensitivity, and inclusive leadership. Employee resource groups. Establish employee resource groups that provide a platform for individuals from marginalized groups to connect, share experiences, and advocate for change within the organization. Mentorship and sponsorship programs. Implement mentorship and sponsorship programs that pair individuals from underrepresented groups with more senior employees who can provide guidance and support. Celebrate diversity. Organize events and initiatives that celebrate different cultures, traditions, and identities. This can include cultural festivals, guest speakers, and diversity-themed workshops. 10.1.4 Inclusivity and tolerance. Inclusivity and tolerance go hand in hand. When individuals feel included and valued, they are more likely to be open to different perspectives and ideas. Inclusive environments foster a sense of empathy and understanding, allowing individuals to challenge their own biases and engage in respectful dialogue. Tolerance is about accepting and respecting differences, even when we may not agree with or understand them fully. Inclusive environments provide the space for individuals to learn from one another, challenge their own assumptions, and grow as individuals. By creating inclusive environments, we can break down barriers, challenge stereotypes, and promote accurate thinking. It is through inclusivity and tolerance that we can build a more equitable and just society, where everyone's voices are heard and valued. 10.2 Addressing discrimination and prejudice. Discrimination and prejudice are unfortunate realities that persist in our society. They are deeply rooted in biases and stereotypes that can lead to harmful actions and attitudes towards individuals or groups based on their race, ethnicity, gender, religion, sexual orientation, or other characteristics. Addressing discrimination and prejudice is crucial for fostering a more inclusive and tolerant society. In this section, we will explore the causes and consequences of discrimination and prejudice, as well as strategies for addressing and combating them. 10.2.1 Understanding discrimination and prejudice. Discrimination refers to the unjust or prejudicial treatment of individuals or groups based on certain characteristics. It can manifest in various forms, such as unequal access to opportunities, unfair treatment, or exclusion from social, economic, or political participation. Prejudice, on the other hand, refers to preconceived opinions or attitudes held towards individuals or groups based on stereotypes or biases. Discrimination and prejudice often stem from ignorance, fear, and a lack of understanding or exposure to different cultures, beliefs, or perspectives. They can be perpetuated through social norms, institutional practices, and systemic biases. It is important to recognize that discrimination and prejudice not only harm the individuals or groups directly affected but also undermine the fabric of our society by perpetuating inequality and division. 10.2.2 The consequences of discrimination and prejudice. The consequences of discrimination and prejudice are far-reaching and detrimental to both individuals and society as a whole. Discrimination can lead to feelings of marginalization, exclusion, and a sense of not belonging. It can also result in unequal access to education, employment, healthcare, and other essential resources, limiting opportunities for personal and professional growth. Prejudice, on the other hand, can foster stereotypes, biases, and negative attitudes towards certain groups, leading to social divisions, hostility, and even violence. It hinders the development of empathy, understanding, and cooperation among individuals from different backgrounds. Moreover, discrimination and prejudice perpetuate social inequalities and hinder the progress towards a more inclusive and equitable society. 10.2.3 Strategies for addressing discrimination and prejudice. Addressing discrimination and prejudice requires a collective effort from individuals, communities, organizations, and institutions. Here are some strategies that can help in combating these issues. 10.2.3.1 Education and awareness. Education plays a crucial role in challenging and dismantling discrimination and prejudice. By promoting inclusive curricula, teaching accurate history, and fostering critical thinking skills, we can equip individuals with the knowledge and understanding necessary to challenge stereotypes and biases. It is essential to create safe spaces for open dialogue and discussions about discrimination and prejudice, encouraging empathy and understanding among students and learners of all ages. 10.2.3.2 Promoting diversity and inclusion. Promoting diversity and inclusion is essential for addressing discrimination and prejudice. By actively seeking diverse perspectives, experiences, and voices, we can create environments that celebrate differences and challenge stereotypes. Organizations and institutions should implement inclusive policies and practices that ensure equal opportunities and representation for all individuals, regardless of their background or characteristics. 10.2.3.3 Encouraging intergroup contact. Positive intergroup contact can help break down barriers and reduce prejudice. By facilitating opportunities for individuals from different backgrounds to interact and engage in meaningful dialogue, we can foster understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. This can be achieved through community events, workshops, or initiatives that bring people together to share their experiences and perspectives. 10.2.3.4 Challenging stereotypes and biases. Challenging stereotypes and biases is crucial for addressing discrimination and prejudice. It requires individuals to examine their own beliefs and assumptions, question societal norms, and actively seek out diverse perspectives. By promoting critical thinking and media literacy skills, we can encourage individuals to question stereotypes portrayed in the media and challenge biased narratives. 10.2.3.5 Advocacy and allyship. Advocacy and allyship are powerful tools in combating discrimination and prejudice. By speaking out against injustice, supporting marginalized communities, and amplifying their voices, individuals can contribute to creating a more inclusive and tolerant society. It is important to use our privilege and influence to advocate for equal rights and opportunities for all individuals, regardless of their background. 10.2.4 Overcoming barriers to addressing discrimination and prejudice. While addressing discrimination and prejudice is crucial, it is not without its challenges. Some common barriers include 10.2.4.1 Resistance to change. Resistance to change can hinder efforts to address discrimination and prejudice. People may be comfortable with the status quo or fear the unknown, making it difficult to challenge deeply ingrained biases and stereotypes. Overcoming resistance requires patience, empathy, and a commitment to ongoing education and dialogue. 10.2.4.2 Lack of awareness and understanding. A lack of awareness and understanding about discrimination and prejudice can impede progress. Many individuals may not recognize the extent of the problem or understand the impact of their actions or words. Increasing awareness through education and open dialogue is essential for fostering change. 10.2.4.3 Systemic and institutional biases. Systemic and institutional biases can perpetuate discrimination and prejudice. These biases are deeply embedded in policies, practices, and structures, making it challenging to address them. It requires a comprehensive approach that involves advocating for policy changes, promoting diversity and inclusion, and holding institutions accountable for their actions. Conclusion. Addressing discrimination and prejudice is a critical step towards cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By understanding the causes and consequences of discrimination and prejudice, and implementing strategies to combat them, we can create a more inclusive and equitable society. It requires a collective effort from individuals, communities, organizations, and institutions to challenge stereotypes, promote diversity and inclusion, and advocate for equal rights and opportunities for all. Together, we can build a society that values and respects the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. 10.3 Promoting diversity and inclusion. Promoting diversity and inclusion is an essential aspect of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. In a world that is becoming increasingly interconnected and diverse, it is crucial to create environments that celebrate and embrace differences. By promoting diversity and inclusion, we can foster a society that values and respects individuals from all backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives. This chapter will explore the importance of promoting diversity and inclusion, strategies for creating inclusive environments, and the relationship between inclusivity and tolerance. 10.3.1 Understanding diversity and inclusion. Before we delve into the strategies for promoting diversity and inclusion, it is important to understand what these terms mean. Diversity refers to the range of human differences, including but not limited to race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, age, religion, disability, and socioeconomic status. Inclusion, on the other hand, involves creating an environment where all individuals feel valued, respected, and supported, regardless of their differences. Promoting diversity and inclusion goes beyond simply acknowledging and accepting differences. It requires actively working towards creating spaces where everyone feels welcome and can fully participate. By embracing diversity and fostering inclusion, we can tap into the collective wisdom and unique perspectives of individuals from various backgrounds, leading to more innovative and effective solutions to complex problems. 10.3.2 The benefits of diversity and inclusion. Promoting diversity and inclusion has numerous benefits for individuals, organizations, and society as a whole. When individuals from diverse backgrounds come together, they bring a wide range of experiences, knowledge, and skills. This diversity of perspectives can lead to more creative problem solving, as different viewpoints challenge assumptions and encourage critical thinking. Inclusive environments also promote a sense of belonging and psychological safety. When individuals feel included and valued, they are more likely to contribute their ideas and opinions openly, leading to increased collaboration and productivity. In addition, research has shown that diverse teams are more likely to make better decisions and achieve better outcomes compared to homogeneous groups. From a societal perspective, promoting diversity and inclusion is essential for creating a fair and just society. It helps to break down barriers and reduce discrimination and prejudice. By embracing diversity, we can challenge stereotypes and promote understanding and empathy among individuals from different backgrounds. This, in turn, fosters social cohesion and harmony. 10.3.3 Strategies for promoting diversity and inclusion. Promoting diversity and inclusion requires intentional effort and a commitment to change. Here are some strategies that individuals, organizations, and communities can employ to create inclusive environments. 10.3.3.1 Education and awareness. Education and awareness are crucial in promoting diversity and inclusion. It is important to educate ourselves and others about different cultures, identities, and perspectives. This can be done through workshops, training programs, and educational resources that provide insights into the experiences of marginalized groups. By increasing awareness, we can challenge stereotypes, biases, and misconceptions, and foster a more inclusive mindset. 10.3.3.2 Creating inclusive policies and practices. Organizations and institutions can promote diversity and inclusion by implementing inclusive policies and practices. This includes ensuring equal opportunities for all individuals, regardless of their background, and actively seeking diverse perspectives in decision-making processes. It also involves creating a safe and inclusive work or educational environment where individuals feel comfortable expressing themselves and can thrive. 10.3.3.3 Encouraging collaboration and dialogue. Promoting diversity and inclusion requires creating spaces for collaboration and dialogue. This can be achieved through initiatives such as diversity committees, employee resource groups, or student organizations that bring individuals from different backgrounds together. By encouraging open and respectful conversations, we can foster understanding, empathy, and appreciation for diverse perspectives. 10.3.3.4 Providing support and resources. Supporting individuals from marginalized groups is essential in promoting diversity and inclusion. This can involve providing mentorship programs, networking opportunities, and resources that help individuals overcome barriers and succeed. It is important to create an environment where everyone feels supported and has access to the resources they need to thrive. 10.3.3.5 Celebrating diversity. Celebrating diversity is a powerful way to promote inclusion. This can be done through cultural events, diversity days, or other initiatives that highlight and appreciate different cultures, traditions, and identities. By celebrating diversity, we send a message that all individuals are valued and respected for who they are. 10.3.4 The relationship between inclusivity and tolerance. Inclusivity and tolerance are closely intertwined. Inclusive environments foster tolerance by creating spaces where individuals can learn from and appreciate different perspectives. When we are exposed to diverse ideas and experiences, we are more likely to challenge our own biases and preconceived notions. Inclusive environments also promote empathy and understanding, as individuals from different backgrounds come together and share their stories. Tolerance, on the other hand, is essential for creating inclusive environments. It involves accepting and respecting individuals who may have different beliefs, values, or identities from our own. Tolerance allows us to create a safe and welcoming space where everyone feels valued and included. By promoting diversity and inclusion, we can break down barriers, challenge stereotypes, and foster a more tolerant society. Inclusive environments provide opportunities for individuals to engage in meaningful dialogue, learn from one another, and work towards common goals. They create a sense of belonging and acceptance, where individuals can be their authentic selves without fear of judgment or discrimination. In conclusion, promoting diversity and inclusion is crucial for cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By embracing diversity, we can tap into the collective wisdom and unique perspectives of individuals from different backgrounds. Inclusive environments foster empathy, understanding, and collaboration, leading to more innovative and effective solutions. By actively promoting diversity and inclusion, we can create a society that values and respects individuals from all walks of life, ultimately leading to a more harmonious and equitable world. 10.4 Inclusivity and Tolerance. Inclusivity and tolerance go hand in hand when it comes to creating a harmonious and accepting society. In this section, we will explore the relationship between inclusivity and tolerance, and how they can work together to foster understanding and respect for all individuals, regardless of their differences. 10.4.1 Embracing diversity. Inclusivity is the practice of creating an environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and included. It is about recognizing and embracing the diversity of individuals and ensuring that their voices are heard and their needs are met. Tolerance, on the other hand, is the ability to accept and respect the beliefs, opinions, and behaviors of others, even if they differ from our own. When we embrace diversity and practice inclusivity, we are actively promoting tolerance. By acknowledging and celebrating the unique qualities and perspectives that each individual brings, we create a space where differences are not only accepted but also valued. In an inclusive society, people are encouraged to express themselves authentically, without fear of judgment or discrimination. 10.4.2 Breaking down barriers. Inclusivity and tolerance work together to break down barriers that divide us. When we are inclusive, we create opportunities for individuals from different backgrounds to come together, share their experiences, and learn from one another. This exchange of ideas and perspectives fosters empathy and understanding, leading to greater tolerance. By breaking down barriers, we challenge the stereotypes and biases that often lead to discrimination and prejudice. In an inclusive society, individuals are encouraged to question their own assumptions and biases, and to approach others with an open mind. This willingness to challenge our own perspectives and learn from others is essential for cultivating tolerance. 10.4.3 Fostering empathy. Empathy plays a crucial role in both inclusivity and tolerance. When we practice empathy, we are able to understand and share the feelings of others. This understanding allows us to connect with individuals on a deeper level, regardless of their background or experiences. In an inclusive society, empathy is fostered through active listening and genuine curiosity about others' experiences. By actively seeking to understand the perspectives and emotions of others, we can develop a greater sense of empathy and compassion. This, in turn, leads to increased tolerance as we recognize the shared humanity that unites us all. 10.4.4 Challenging assumptions. Inclusivity and tolerance require us to challenge our own assumptions and biases. It is important to recognize that our beliefs and opinions are shaped by our own experiences and perspectives, which may not always be representative of the larger population. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives and challenging our assumptions, we can broaden our understanding and become more tolerant individuals. In an inclusive society, individuals are encouraged to engage in critical thinking and to question the validity of their own beliefs. This process of self-reflection allows us to recognize and address any biases or prejudices that may be influencing our thoughts and actions. By challenging our assumptions, we can create a more inclusive and tolerant society. 10.4.5 Promoting equal opportunities. Inclusivity and tolerance are closely linked to the promotion of equal opportunities for all individuals. When we create an inclusive society, we ensure that everyone has access to the same opportunities, regardless of their background or identity. This includes equal access to education, employment, healthcare, and other essential resources. Tolerance plays a crucial role in promoting equal opportunities by ensuring that individuals are not discriminated against based on their differences. In an inclusive society, individuals are judged based on their abilities and character, rather than their race, gender, religion, or any other characteristic. This promotes fairness and equality, and allows everyone to thrive and contribute to society. 10.4.6 Building a better future. Inclusivity and tolerance are not just ideals to strive for, they are essential for building a better future. When we embrace diversity and practice inclusivity, we create a society that is more resilient, innovative, and compassionate. By fostering tolerance, we ensure that everyone's voice is heard and respected, leading to a more harmonious and cohesive society. In an inclusive and tolerant society, individuals are empowered to be their authentic selves and to contribute their unique perspectives and talents. This diversity of thought and experience leads to greater creativity and problem-solving abilities, as different viewpoints are considered and valued. By embracing inclusivity and tolerance, we can create a future that is brighter and more inclusive for all. 11. Building bridges across differences. 11.1 Finding common ground. In a world that is becoming increasingly diverse and interconnected, finding common ground is essential for fostering understanding, empathy, and tolerance. It is through finding common ground that we can bridge the gaps between different perspectives, beliefs, and experiences, and work towards a more inclusive and harmonious society. This chapter explores the importance of finding common ground, strategies for resolving conflicts, and building relationships across differences. 11.1.1 The importance of finding common ground. Finding common ground is crucial for promoting tolerance and accurate thinking because it allows us to move beyond our own biases and preconceived notions. When we actively seek commonalities with others, we open ourselves up to new ideas and perspectives, which can challenge and expand our own thinking. By finding common ground, we can build bridges of understanding and empathy, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. One of the key benefits of finding common ground is that it helps to break down barriers and reduce conflict. When we focus on shared values, interests, or goals, we can find areas of agreement that can serve as a foundation for productive dialogue and problem solving. By emphasizing what unites us rather than what divides us, we can create a more inclusive and collaborative environment. 11.1.2 Strategies for Resolving Conflicts. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, but how we approach and resolve conflicts can greatly impact our ability to find common ground. Here are some strategies for resolving conflicts and finding common ground. Active listening. Actively listening to the perspectives and concerns of others is essential for understanding their point of view. By demonstrating empathy and respect, we can create a safe space for open and honest communication. Seeking understanding. Instead of focusing on winning an argument or proving someone wrong, strive to understand the underlying motivations and beliefs of others. This can help to uncover common ground and identify shared interests. Finding shared goals. Look for common goals or objectives that both parties can work towards. By identifying shared interests, it becomes easier to find solutions that satisfy the needs of all involved. Compromise and collaboration. Be willing to compromise and collaborate to find mutually beneficial solutions. This requires a willingness to let go of rigid positions and explore alternative perspectives. Mediation and facilitation. In situations where conflicts are particularly complex or intense, consider involving a neutral third party to mediate or facilitate the conversation. This can help to create a more balanced and constructive dialogue. 11.1.3 Building relationships across differences. Building relationships across differences is a powerful way to foster tolerance and understanding. When we form connections with individuals who have different backgrounds, beliefs, or experiences, we have the opportunity to learn from one another and challenge our own assumptions. Here are some strategies for building relationships across differences. Practice empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others and try to understand their experiences and perspectives. This can help to cultivate empathy and create a foundation for meaningful connections. Respectful communication. Engage in respectful and open-minded communication with others. Avoid making assumptions or judgments, and instead, ask questions to gain a deeper understanding of their viewpoints. Shared activities. Engage in activities or projects that bring people together around a common interest or goal. This can help to break down barriers and foster a sense of camaraderie. Cultural exchange. Seek opportunities to learn about different cultures, traditions, and customs. This can help to broaden your perspective and deepen your appreciation for diversity. Collaboration and cooperation. Look for opportunities to collaborate and cooperate with individuals from different backgrounds. By working together towards a shared objective, you can build trust and understanding. 11.1.4 Bridges and tolerance. Finding common ground and building bridges across differences are essential components of cultivating tolerance. By actively seeking commonalities, resolving conflicts, and building relationships, we can create a more inclusive and accepting society. When we find common ground, we are better equipped to challenge our own biases, engage in accurate thinking, and promote empathy and understanding. Through these efforts, we can foster a culture of tolerance and create a world where diversity is celebrated and respected. 11.2 Resolving conflicts. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction. Whether it occurs in personal relationships, the workplace, or society at large, conflicts can arise due to differences in opinions, values, beliefs, or interests. Resolving conflicts requires a combination of tolerance and accurate thinking. It involves understanding the perspectives of all parties involved, finding common ground, and seeking mutually beneficial solutions. In this section, we will explore effective strategies for resolving conflicts and promoting tolerance through accurate thinking. 11.2.1 Understanding conflict. Before we delve into the strategies for resolving conflicts, it is important to understand the nature of conflict itself. Conflict arises when there is a perceived incompatibility between the goals, interests, or values of individuals or groups. It can manifest in various forms, such as verbal arguments, disagreements, or even physical confrontations. Conflicts can occur on a personal level, between colleagues, within communities, or even between nations. 11.2.2 The role of tolerance in conflict resolution. Tolerance plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. It involves accepting and respecting the differences and perspectives of others, even if they contradict our own. When we approach conflicts with tolerance, we are more likely to engage in constructive dialogue and seek peaceful resolutions. Tolerance allows us to acknowledge the validity of diverse viewpoints and find common ground for collaboration. 11.2.3 The importance of accurate thinking in conflict resolution. Accurate thinking is another essential component of conflict resolution. It involves critically analyzing the situation, considering multiple perspectives, and evaluating the available evidence. Accurate thinking helps us avoid cognitive biases and make informed decisions based on facts rather than emotions or preconceived notions. By engaging in accurate thinking, we can better understand the underlying causes of conflicts and identify potential solutions. 11.2.4 Strategies for resolving conflicts. 1. Active listening. Active listening is a fundamental skill in conflict resolution. It involves fully focusing on and understanding the speaker's perspective without interrupting or passing judgment. By actively listening, we demonstrate respect for the other person's viewpoint and create an environment conducive to open dialogue. This allows both parties to express their concerns and emotions, leading to a deeper understanding of the conflict. 2. Finding common ground. Finding common ground is crucial in resolving conflicts. It involves identifying shared interests, values, or goals that both parties can agree upon. By focusing on commonalities, we can bridge the gap between conflicting parties and work towards a mutually beneficial solution. Finding common ground helps build trust and fosters a sense of collaboration, making it easier to resolve conflicts. 3. Collaborative problem solving. Collaborative problem solving is an effective approach to conflict resolution. It involves bringing all parties together to brainstorm and generate potential solutions. By involving everyone in the decision-making process, conflicts can be resolved in a fair and inclusive manner. Collaborative problem solving encourages creativity, empathy, and cooperation, leading to sustainable resolutions that address the underlying issues. 4. Mediation and negotiation. In more complex conflicts, involving a neutral third party can be beneficial. Mediation and negotiation techniques can help facilitate communication and guide the conflicting parties towards a resolution. A skilled mediator can create a safe space for dialogue, ensure that all perspectives are heard, and assist in finding common ground. Mediation and negotiation techniques promote understanding, compromise, and ultimately, resolution. 5. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in conflict resolution. It involves recognizing and managing our own emotions and understanding the emotions of others. By developing emotional intelligence, we can navigate conflicts with empathy, patience, and self-control. Emotional intelligence allows us to respond to conflicts in a calm and rational manner, fostering an atmosphere of understanding and cooperation. 11.2.5 Promoting tolerance through conflict resolution. Resolving conflicts in a tolerant manner not only leads to immediate resolution but also promotes long-term tolerance and understanding. When conflicts are resolved through tolerance, it sends a powerful message that differences can be embraced and respected. It encourages individuals and communities to engage in open dialogue, seek common ground, and find peaceful resolutions. By promoting tolerance through conflict resolution, we contribute to a more inclusive and harmonious society. In conclusion, resolving conflicts requires a combination of tolerance and accurate thinking. By understanding the nature of conflicts, practicing active listening, finding common ground, engaging in collaborative problem solving, and promoting emotional intelligence, we can effectively resolve conflicts and promote tolerance. Conflict resolution is not about winning or losing but about finding mutually beneficial solutions that respect the perspectives and values of all parties involved. Through these strategies, we can build bridges across differences and create a more tolerant and inclusive world. 11.3 Building relationships across differences. Building relationships across differences is a crucial aspect of cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. When we engage with individuals who have different backgrounds, beliefs, and perspectives, we have the opportunity to expand our understanding, challenge our assumptions, and develop empathy. By building bridges across differences, we can foster a more inclusive and tolerant society. 11.3.1 Embracing diversity. To build relationships across differences, it is essential to embrace diversity. Diversity encompasses various aspects, including race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, socioeconomic status, and more. By recognizing and valuing the diversity within our communities, we can create an environment that celebrates differences rather than fearing or rejecting them. Embracing diversity requires an open mind and a willingness to learn from others. It involves actively seeking out opportunities to engage with individuals from different backgrounds and cultures. By doing so, we can gain new perspectives, challenge our own biases, and develop a deeper understanding of the world around us. 11.3.2 Active listening and empathy. One of the key skills in building relationships across differences is active listening. Active listening involves fully focusing on and understanding what the other person is saying, without interrupting or judging. It requires setting aside our own preconceived notions and truly hearing the other person's perspective. Empathy is closely linked to active listening and plays a vital role in building relationships across differences. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can gain a deeper understanding of their experiences, challenges, and beliefs. This understanding allows us to connect on a more meaningful level and build stronger relationships. 11.3.3 Respect and open-mindedness. Respect and open-mindedness are fundamental in building relationships across differences. It is important to approach interactions with respect for the other person's opinions, beliefs, and experiences, even if they differ from our own. By showing respect, we create a safe and inclusive space for open dialogue and mutual understanding. Open-mindedness is the willingness to consider new ideas and perspectives. It involves suspending judgment and being receptive to different viewpoints. When we approach relationships with an open mind, we allow ourselves to learn from others and expand our own thinking. This openness fosters a sense of curiosity and encourages meaningful conversations that can bridge gaps and build connections. 11.3.4 Communication and conflict resolution. Effective communication is essential in building relationships across differences. It involves clear and respectful expression of thoughts, feelings, and ideas. By communicating openly and honestly, we can establish trust and create an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, especially when there are differences in beliefs and perspectives. However, conflict can also be an opportunity for growth and understanding. When conflicts arise, it is important to approach them with a willingness to listen, understand, and find common ground. By engaging in constructive dialogue and seeking mutually beneficial solutions, we can resolve conflicts and strengthen our relationships. 11.3.5 Collaboration and Cooperation. Building relationships across differences often involves collaboration and cooperation. By working together towards a common goal, we can bridge gaps and build understanding. Collaboration allows us to combine our unique strengths and perspectives, leading to more innovative and inclusive solutions. Cooperation is the act of working together harmoniously, despite differences. It requires a willingness to compromise, find common ground, and respect each other's contributions. Through cooperation, we can build strong relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. 11.3.6 Building Trust and Resilience. Building relationships across differences requires trust. Trust is the foundation upon which meaningful connections are built. It involves being reliable, honest, and consistent in our actions and words. By demonstrating trustworthiness, we can create an environment where individuals feel safe to share their thoughts and experiences. Resilience is also crucial in building relationships across differences. It is the ability to bounce back from challenges and setbacks. In the face of disagreements or misunderstandings, resilience allows us to persevere and continue working towards understanding and connection. By cultivating resilience, we can navigate difficult conversations and build stronger relationships. 11.3.7 Celebrating similarities and differences. In building relationships across differences, it is important to celebrate both similarities and differences. Recognizing our shared humanity and common values helps to create a sense of unity and connection. At the same time, acknowledging and appreciating our differences allows us to learn from one another and broaden our perspectives. By celebrating both similarities and differences, we can create a culture of inclusivity and tolerance. This culture fosters understanding, empathy, and respect, ultimately leading to stronger relationships and a more harmonious society. Building relationships across differences is a lifelong journey that requires ongoing effort and self-reflection. By embracing diversity, practicing active listening and empathy, showing respect and open-mindedness, engaging in effective communication and conflict resolution, collaborating and cooperating, building trust and resilience, and celebrating similarities and differences, we can cultivate tolerance and accurate thinking in our relationships and contribute to a more inclusive and compassionate world. 11.4 Bridges and Tolerance. In our journey towards cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking, building bridges across differences plays a crucial role. These bridges serve as connections between individuals or groups with diverse perspectives, beliefs, and backgrounds. By actively seeking to understand and empathize with others, we can foster an environment of tolerance and open-mindedness. In this section, we will explore how building bridges can contribute to the development of tolerance and accurate thinking in various aspects of life. 11.4.1 Bridging Divides. One of the fundamental aspects of building bridges across differences is finding common ground. When we focus on shared values, interests, or goals, we can create a foundation for understanding and collaboration. By acknowledging our similarities rather than fixating on our differences, we can bridge divides and foster a sense of unity. 11.4.2 Resolving Conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable in any relationship or community, but how we approach and resolve them can greatly impact the level of tolerance and understanding. Building bridges across differences involves actively engaging in conflict resolution processes that prioritize open communication, empathy, and compromise. By seeking common ground and understanding the perspectives of all parties involved, we can find mutually beneficial solutions and strengthen relationships. 11.4.3 Building relationships across differences. Building bridges across differences is not just about resolving conflicts, it is also about establishing meaningful relationships. By actively seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in respectful dialogue, we can build connections based on trust, empathy, and understanding. These relationships can serve as a foundation for fostering tolerance and accurate thinking, as they provide opportunities to learn from one another and challenge our own biases and assumptions. 11.4.4 Promoting dialogue and understanding. Effective communication is essential in building bridges across differences. By promoting open and respectful dialogue, we create spaces where individuals can express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences without fear of judgment or rejection. Through active listening and empathetic communication, we can gain a deeper understanding of others' perspectives and challenge our own preconceived notions. This process of dialogue and understanding is crucial in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. 11.4.5 Encouraging collaboration and cooperation. Building bridges across differences also involves encouraging collaboration and cooperation. By recognizing the value of diverse perspectives and expertise, we can create opportunities for individuals with different backgrounds and beliefs to work together towards common goals. Collaboration allows us to tap into the collective wisdom and creativity of a diverse group, leading to innovative solutions and fostering a sense of unity and tolerance. 11.4.6 Embracing diversity. An essential aspect of building bridges across differences is embracing diversity. By recognizing and celebrating the unique qualities and contributions of individuals from different backgrounds, we can create inclusive environments that value and respect everyone. Embracing diversity not only promotes tolerance but also enriches our understanding of the world and broadens our perspectives. 11.4.7 Challenging assumptions and biases. Building bridges across differences requires us to challenge our own assumptions and biases. It is essential to recognize that our perspectives are shaped by our experiences, cultural backgrounds, and societal influences. By actively seeking to understand and challenge our own biases, we can develop a more accurate and nuanced understanding of the world. This self-reflection and willingness to question our own beliefs are crucial in fostering tolerance and accurate thinking. 11.4.8 Promoting education and awareness. Education and awareness play a vital role in building bridges across differences. By promoting education that emphasizes empathy, understanding, and critical thinking, we can equip individuals with the necessary tools to navigate diverse environments. By raising awareness about the importance of tolerance and accurate thinking, we can create a culture that values and prioritizes these qualities in all aspects of life. 11.4.9 Fostering social change. Building bridges across differences is not just an individual endeavor, it also has the potential to create meaningful social change. By actively engaging in conversations and actions that promote tolerance and accurate thinking, we can contribute to a more inclusive and equitable society. By challenging systemic biases and advocating for justice and equality, we can work towards dismantling barriers and creating a world that embraces diversity and fosters tolerance. In conclusion, building bridges across differences is a powerful tool in cultivating tolerance and accurate thinking. By finding common ground, resolving conflicts, building relationships, promoting dialogue, embracing diversity, challenging assumptions, promoting education, and fostering social change, we can create a more inclusive and understanding society. It is through these bridges that we can bridge the gaps between individuals and foster a culture of tolerance, empathy, and open-mindedness. 12. Applying tolerance and accurate thinking. 12.1 Tolerance in everyday life. Tolerance is not just a concept that applies to grand gestures or major societal issues. It is a mindset and a set of behaviors that can be practiced in our everyday lives. In fact, it is in these small, seemingly insignificant moments that our commitment to tolerance truly shines. By cultivating tolerance in our daily interactions, we can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves and positively impacts those around us. 12.1.1 Tolerance in personal relationships. One of the most important areas where tolerance can be applied is in our personal relationships. Whether it is with our family, friends, or romantic partners, practicing tolerance can lead to healthier and more fulfilling connections. Tolerance in personal relationships means accepting and respecting the differences and individuality of others. It involves recognizing that each person has their own unique perspectives, beliefs, and values, and allowing them the space to express themselves without judgment or criticism. This does not mean that we have to agree with everything they say or do, but rather that we can coexist peacefully and respectfully despite our differences. In practical terms, tolerance in personal relationships can be demonstrated through active listening, empathy, and open-mindedness. It means genuinely trying to understand the other person's point of view, even if it differs from our own. It involves being willing to compromise and find common ground, rather than insisting on being right or trying to change the other person. By practicing tolerance in our personal relationships, we create an environment of trust, acceptance, and mutual respect. This not only strengthens our connections with others but also allows us to grow as individuals by learning from different perspectives and experiences. 12.1.2 Tolerance in the workplace. Tolerance is equally important in the workplace, where people from diverse backgrounds and with different beliefs and opinions come together to achieve common goals. In a professional setting, tolerance fosters a positive and inclusive work environment that promotes collaboration, creativity, and productivity. Tolerance in the workplace means treating all colleagues with respect and dignity, regardless of their race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, or any other characteristic. It involves valuing diversity and recognizing the unique contributions that each individual brings to the table. Tolerance also means being open to different ideas and perspectives, even if they challenge our own beliefs or ways of doing things. Practicing tolerance in the workplace requires effective communication, active listening, and empathy. It means creating a safe space where everyone feels comfortable expressing their opinions and concerns without fear of judgment or discrimination. It involves resolving conflicts in a respectful and constructive manner, focusing on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. By fostering a culture of tolerance in the workplace, organizations can attract and retain a diverse and talented workforce. This leads to increased innovation, better decision-making, and ultimately, improved business outcomes. Moreover, a tolerant work environment promotes employee well-being and satisfaction, as individuals feel valued and included. 12.1.3 Tolerance in education. Education plays a crucial role in shaping the minds of future generations and preparing them to navigate an increasingly diverse and interconnected world. Tolerance in education is essential for creating inclusive learning environments where all students feel safe, respected, and valued. Tolerance in education means teaching students to appreciate and respect the differences among their peers. It involves promoting empathy and understanding, encouraging students to consider multiple perspectives, and challenging stereotypes and biases. Tolerance also means creating opportunities for dialogue and discussion, where students can express their opinions and learn from one another. Educators can cultivate tolerance by incorporating diverse perspectives and experiences into the curriculum, ensuring that students are exposed to a wide range of ideas and cultures. They can also foster tolerance by modeling respectful behavior and promoting inclusive classroom practices. By creating an environment that celebrates diversity and encourages critical thinking, educators can empower students to become compassionate and open-minded individuals. Tolerance in education extends beyond the classroom walls. It involves addressing issues of discrimination, bullying, and prejudice, and promoting a culture of acceptance and respect throughout the entire school community. By working together, educators, parents, and students can create a supportive and inclusive educational environment that prepares students to become active and engaged citizens in a diverse society. Conclusion. Tolerance is not limited to grand gestures or extraordinary acts of kindness. It is a mindset and a set of behaviors that can be practiced in our everyday lives. By cultivating tolerance in our personal relationships, workplaces, and educational settings, we can create a more inclusive and harmonious society. Tolerance allows us to embrace diversity, challenge our own biases, and foster understanding and empathy. It is through these small acts of tolerance that we can make a significant impact on the world around us. 12.2 Tolerance in the workplace. In today's diverse and interconnected world, fostering tolerance in the workplace is essential for creating a harmonious and productive environment. Tolerance in the workplace refers to the ability to accept and respect individuals with different backgrounds, beliefs, and perspectives. It involves recognizing and valuing diversity, promoting inclusivity, and ensuring equal opportunities for all employees. 12.2.1 Embracing diversity. One of the key aspects of tolerance in the workplace is embracing diversity. This means acknowledging and appreciating the differences among employees, such as their race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation, religion, and abilities. By embracing diversity, organizations can tap into a wide range of perspectives, experiences, and talents, which can lead to innovation, creativity, and better problem solving. To embrace diversity, organizations can implement policies and practices that promote equal opportunities for all employees. This includes ensuring fair hiring and promotion processes, providing training on diversity and inclusion, and creating a work culture that values and celebrates differences. By doing so, organizations can create an inclusive environment where employees feel valued, respected, and empowered to contribute their unique perspectives. 12.2.2 Challenging stereotypes and biases. Tolerance in the workplace also involves challenging stereotypes and biases. Stereotypes are preconceived notions or generalizations about certain groups of people, while biases are unconscious preferences or prejudices that influence our thoughts and actions. Both stereotypes and biases can hinder effective communication, collaboration, and decision-making in the workplace. To challenge stereotypes and biases, organizations can promote awareness and education. This can be done through diversity training programs, workshops, and discussions that encourage employees to examine their own biases and assumptions. By fostering a culture of self-reflection and open dialogue, organizations can create an environment where employees feel comfortable challenging stereotypes and biases, and where diversity is celebrated. 12.2.3 Promoting inclusive communication. Effective communication is crucial for tolerance in the workplace. It is important to create an environment where all employees feel heard, respected, and included. This involves promoting inclusive communication practices that encourage active listening, empathy, and open-mindedness. Organizations can promote inclusive communication by providing training on effective communication skills, such as active listening and nonviolent communication. They can also create opportunities for employees to share their perspectives and experiences, such as through team meetings, brainstorming sessions, and feedback channels. By fostering a culture of open communication, organizations can create a safe space for employees to express their ideas, concerns, and feedback without fear of judgment or discrimination. 12.2.4 Resolving conflicts constructively. Conflicts are inevitable in any workplace, but how they are handled can greatly impact tolerance in the overall work environment. It is important to address conflicts constructively, with a focus on understanding and finding common ground. Organizations can promote constructive conflict resolution by providing training on conflict management and mediation. This can help employees develop skills in active listening, empathy, and problem solving. Additionally, organizations can establish clear conflict resolution procedures and provide support systems, such as HR departments or designated mediators, to help employees navigate and resolve conflicts in a fair and unbiased manner. 12.2.5 Fostering a culture of respect and inclusion. Creating a culture of respect and inclusion is essential for promoting tolerance in the workplace. This involves setting clear expectations for behavior, enforcing policies against discrimination and harassment, and holding individuals accountable for their actions. Organizations can foster a culture of respect and inclusion by developing and implementing diversity and inclusion policies. These policies should outline the organization's commitment to tolerance, provide guidelines for respectful behavior, and establish procedures for reporting and addressing any incidents of discrimination or harassment. By consistently enforcing these policies and promoting a zero-tolerance approach to discrimination, organizations can create a safe and inclusive work environment for all employees. 12.2.6 Leading by example. Leaders play a crucial role in promoting tolerance in the workplace. They have the power to set the tone, values, and expectations for the entire organization. Leaders should lead by example and demonstrate tolerance, respect, and open-mindedness in their own behavior and decision-making. Leaders can promote tolerance by actively seeking diverse perspectives, involving employees in decision-making processes, and recognizing and celebrating the contributions of all employees. They should also address any instances of discrimination or intolerance promptly and effectively. By modeling inclusive behavior, leaders can inspire and empower employees to embrace tolerance and diversity in their own interactions and work. In conclusion, tolerance in the workplace is vital for creating a positive and inclusive work environment. Embracing diversity, challenging stereotypes and biases, promoting inclusive communication, resolving conflicts constructively, fostering a culture of respect and inclusion, and leading by example are all essential elements of promoting tolerance in the workplace. By cultivating tolerance, organizations can harness the power of diverse perspectives and create a workplace where all employees feel valued, respected, and empowered to reach their full potential. 12.3 Tolerance in education. Education plays a crucial role in shaping individuals' perspectives, beliefs, and values. It is within the educational system that young minds are molded, and it is here that the seeds of tolerance and accurate thinking can be sown. In this section, we will explore the importance of tolerance in education and how it can be fostered to create a more inclusive and accepting learning environment. 12.3.1 The need for tolerance in education. In today's diverse and interconnected world, it is essential for educational institutions to promote tolerance among students. Tolerance allows individuals to respect and accept differences, fostering a sense of empathy and understanding. By embracing tolerance in education, we can create an environment where students feel safe to express their opinions, beliefs, and identities without fear of judgment or discrimination. Tolerance in education also helps to combat prejudice and discrimination. By teaching students to appreciate and value diversity, we can break down stereotypes and biases that may exist within society. This, in turn, promotes a more inclusive and harmonious community both within and outside the classroom. 12.3.2 Fostering tolerance in the classroom. Creating a tolerant educational environment requires intentional efforts from educators and administrators. Here are some strategies that can be employed to foster tolerance in the classroom. 12.3.2.1 Promoting cultural awareness. Educators can introduce students to different cultures, traditions, and perspectives through multicultural education. By incorporating diverse literature, history, and art into the curriculum, students can develop a broader understanding of the world and appreciate the richness of human experiences. This exposure helps to challenge stereotypes and encourages students to embrace diversity. 12.3.2.2 Encouraging dialogue and discussion. Open and respectful dialogue is essential for promoting tolerance in education. Educators should create a safe space where students can engage in meaningful conversations about sensitive topics. By encouraging students to share their thoughts and perspectives, they can learn from one another and develop empathy for different viewpoints. This dialogue also helps to develop critical thinking skills, as students learn to analyze and evaluate different arguments and evidence. 12.3.2.3 Teaching conflict resolution skills. Conflicts and disagreements are inevitable in any learning environment. By teaching students effective conflict resolution skills, educators can empower them to resolve conflicts peacefully and respectfully. This includes teaching active listening, empathy, and negotiation skills. By equipping students with these tools, they can learn to navigate differences of opinion and find common ground. 12.3.2.4 Addressing bias and stereotypes. Educators should actively address bias and stereotypes in the classroom. By discussing the impact of stereotypes and challenging biased thinking, students can develop a more accurate understanding of different cultures, races, genders, and religions. This can be done through open discussions, guest speakers, and engaging activities that encourage critical thinking and self-reflection. 12.3.3 Tolerance in curriculum design. The curriculum plays a significant role in shaping students' understanding of the world. To promote tolerance, it is crucial to incorporate diverse perspectives and experiences into the curriculum. This can be achieved by 12.3.3.1 Including diverse literature. Integrating literature from various cultures and backgrounds allows students to explore different perspectives and experiences. By reading stories that reflect the diversity of the world, students can develop empathy and understanding for people from different walks of life. This exposure to diverse literature also helps to challenge stereotypes and biases. 12.3.3.2 Incorporating global issues. Educational institutions should incorporate global issues into the curriculum to foster tolerance and awareness of the world beyond one's immediate surroundings. By studying topics such as human rights, climate change, and social justice, students can develop a sense of responsibility and empathy towards global challenges. This broadens their perspective and encourages them to think critically about the interconnectedness of the world. 12.3.3.3 Integrating social and emotional learning. Social and emotional learning (SEL) is an integral part of fostering tolerance in education. SEL programs teach students skills such as self-awareness, empathy, and responsible decision-making. By integrating SEL into the curriculum, educators can help students develop the emotional intelligence necessary to navigate diverse relationships and perspectives. 12.3.4 Teacher training and professional development. To effectively promote tolerance in education, it is essential to provide teachers with the necessary training and professional development opportunities. Educators should be equipped with the knowledge and skills to create inclusive classrooms, facilitate meaningful discussions, and address bias and stereotypes. Ongoing professional development can help teachers stay updated on best practices and strategies for fostering tolerance in education. 12.3.5 Collaborative learning and cooperative projects. Collaborative learning and cooperative projects provide opportunities for students to work together towards a common goal. By engaging in group activities that require cooperation and communication, students learn to appreciate the strengths and perspectives of their peers. This fosters tolerance and encourages students to value the contributions of others, regardless of their differences. 12.3.6 Assessing tolerance and accurate thinking. Assessing tolerance and accurate thinking can be challenging, as these qualities are subjective and multifaceted. However, educators can incorporate various assessment methods to gauge students' progress in these areas. This can include evaluating students' ability to engage in respectful dialogue, analyze different perspectives, and challenge their own biases. Assessments can also involve projects that require students to apply critical thinking skills and demonstrate empathy towards others. In conclusion, tolerance in education is essential for creating inclusive and accepting learning environments. By promoting tolerance, educators can help students develop empathy, critical thinking skills, and a broader understanding of the world. Through intentional efforts, such as promoting cultural awareness, encouraging dialogue, and addressing bias, educational institutions can foster tolerance and accurate thinking among students, preparing them to become compassionate and open-minded individuals in society. 12.4 Tolerance in society. Tolerance is a fundamental value that plays a crucial role in shaping the fabric of society. In a diverse and interconnected world, it is essential for individuals to embrace tolerance and foster an environment of acceptance and understanding. Tolerance in society goes beyond mere coexistence. It involves actively respecting and valuing the differences that exist among individuals and communities. By promoting tolerance, we can create a society that celebrates diversity, encourages open dialogue, and fosters a sense of belonging for all its members. 12.4.1 Embracing diversity. One of the key aspects of tolerance in society is embracing diversity. Every society is composed of individuals from various backgrounds, cultures, religions, and ethnicities. Embracing this diversity allows us to appreciate the richness and uniqueness that each individual brings to the table. By valuing diversity, we can break down barriers and stereotypes, promoting a more inclusive and harmonious society. To embrace diversity, it is important to recognize and challenge our own biases and prejudices. We must be willing to step outside of our comfort zones and engage with people who are different from us. By doing so, we can gain new perspectives, broaden our understanding, and develop empathy towards others. Embracing diversity also involves actively seeking out opportunities to learn about different cultures, traditions, and experiences. This can be done through attending cultural events, participating in interfaith dialogues, or engaging in community initiatives that promote diversity and inclusion. 12.4.2 Promoting social justice. Tolerance in society is closely linked to the promotion of social justice. Social justice is the concept of ensuring that all individuals have equal rights, opportunities, and access to resources. It involves challenging and addressing systemic inequalities and discrimination that exist within society. By promoting social justice, we can create a more equitable and inclusive society where everyone has a fair chance to thrive. Promoting social justice requires us to actively advocate for the rights of marginalized groups and challenge discriminatory practices. This can be done through supporting organizations and initiatives that work towards equality, speaking out against injustice, and actively engaging in conversations about privilege and power dynamics. By promoting social justice, we can create a society that values the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background or identity. 12.4.3 Fostering dialogue and understanding. Tolerance in society is also about fostering open dialogue and understanding. In a world where opinions and beliefs can vary greatly, it is crucial to create spaces where individuals can engage in respectful and constructive conversations. By fostering dialogue, we can bridge divides, challenge misconceptions, and build bridges of understanding. To foster dialogue and understanding, it is important to cultivate effective communication skills. This involves active listening, empathy, and the ability to express oneself respectfully. By listening to diverse perspectives and engaging in meaningful conversations, we can gain a deeper understanding of different viewpoints and find common ground. It is also important to approach these conversations with an open mind, being willing to challenge our own assumptions and beliefs. 12.4.4 Promoting peaceful coexistence. Tolerance in society ultimately aims to promote peaceful coexistence among individuals and communities. It involves creating an environment where conflicts are resolved through dialogue and understanding rather than violence or aggression. By promoting peaceful coexistence, we can build stronger communities and contribute to a more harmonious world. Promoting peaceful coexistence requires us to actively work towards resolving conflicts and finding common ground. This can be done through mediation, negotiation, and compromise. It also involves promoting empathy and understanding, encouraging individuals to put themselves in the shoes of others and consider different perspectives. By promoting peaceful coexistence, we can create a society that values cooperation, respect, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts. 12.4.5 Tolerance in action. Tolerance in society is not a passive concept, it requires action and commitment from individuals and institutions. There are several ways in which tolerance can be put into action in society. Education. Promoting tolerance through education is crucial. Schools and educational institutions play a vital role in teaching young people about the importance of tolerance, diversity, and respect. By incorporating tolerance education into the curriculum, we can shape future generations to be more accepting and understanding. Legislation and policies. Governments can play a significant role in promoting tolerance through the implementation of inclusive legislation and policies. This includes laws that protect the rights of marginalized groups, promote diversity, and address discrimination. Community engagement. Engaging with the local community is essential for promoting tolerance. This can be done through organizing community events, workshops, and initiatives that celebrate diversity and foster dialogue. Media representation. The media has a powerful influence on shaping public opinion. Promoting tolerance in society involves advocating for accurate and inclusive media representation that reflects the diversity of the population. Interfaith and intercultural dialogue. Encouraging dialogue and understanding between different religious and cultural groups is crucial for promoting tolerance. Interfaith and intercultural dialogues provide opportunities for individuals to learn from one another and build bridges of understanding. By taking these actions, individuals and institutions can contribute to creating a society that values tolerance, diversity, and respect. Tolerance in society is not a destination but an ongoing journey that requires continuous effort and commitment from all members of society.